Run it, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been bad. Gotta keep on chugging. Ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed in heaven. Got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that. It's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up. I'm trying to get it in FT to get them when they're hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities that never come unless you paying attention. So no, I can't miss that. Moving. MVP, I got the record. I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy. They gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming. Had to work something cause I had nothing in my pocket. Yeah, I did all that. Big plans. Partners trying to make profits. Yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends. Yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen. Putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my big dog, walking big talk, young veteran, living legend, bet I'm better than them. This is my ship, I'm a jacket like Letterman, y'all better not let them in. They gon' rotate this, so I keep the pedaling, started a chain. The cycle is heaven sent, this is from God, but I'm not your reverend, not in the pulpit. I'm a pit bull in this element, yeah. Say you gon' pull up, then settle it, yeah. I've been married to this hustle, this is my ring, watch out stepping it, yeah. And I ain't even got a yard, but I'ma get it here. Watch out touchdown, pulling plans out the clutch. Everybody getting crushed, the cut down is for us now. Have to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my, yeah.
Yeah, I got money on my phone and money on me. I got all these hoes, but still lonely. They been blowing on that strong, but still so weak. I've been higher than a drone, but still low-key. We been sitting on the floor, they in the nosebleeds. Lately I've been in control, they can't control me. Yeah, they about to get exposed for being so cheap. I've been sticking to the code and I ain't gon' cheat. Yo, grew my hair and took the grill out. Think it's time to put it back in. Trying to get into that big house, turn the crib into the mansion. Needed something with that big bounce. You know I had to hit Jackson. Aaron Rodgers with the quick routes. I'm with the gang, we packing. We on the field at Lambo. Might peel in a Lambo. Running drills in my camo. They know what the M stand for. Still got fam in Hawaii, yeah. Couple fans in the lobby, yeah. Couple grand in my pocket, yeah. Couple grams of wasabi, yeah. Eye it up, no glasses. Light it up, no matches. Wife it up, no ratchets. Might turn my wife to an actress. And we gon' make a movie, no Kim K. Give a fuck about what your friends say. I got money on my phone and money on me. I got all these hoes, but still lonely. They been blowing on that strong, but still so weak. I've been higher than a drone, but still low-key. We been sitting on the floor, they in the nosebleeds. Lately I've been in control, they can't control me. Yeah, they about to get exposed for being so cheap. I've been sticking to the code and I ain't gon' cheat.
I'm just sticking to the code, I keep it so G. She asked me what I smoke, I'm smoking OG. I don't fool with too many, only catch me 4 deep. Gotta stay away from snakes, swear these people so creep. I've been grinding for a minute, many labels so sleep. These rappers drop a song, be hot for about a week. I put Gucci on my toes, I keep some cold feet. I ain't paying for no hoes, you niggas know me. I'm about to body the beat. I keep me a hottie with me. She wanna for a fee. Give me that for free. Keep me some money on me. Smoking the gas, keep. You with me, sheesh. But need OG keep.
I got money on my phone and money on me. I got all these hoes, but still lonely. They've been blowing on that strong, but still so weak. I've been higher than a drone, but still low-key. We've been sitting on the floor, they in the nosebleeds. Lately I've been in control, they can't control me. Yeah, they about to get exposed for being so cheap. I've been sticking to the code and I ain't gon' cheat.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Mafia, we are stuck at that POC, sitting at about $95,000, sitting at about $94,817, guys. Bitcoin is ranging within a range, getting clung to that POC. Are we going to break to the upside? We are likely going to get a lot of volatility tomorrow, obviously. So I'm going to break down the key levels with you guys, although they really haven't changed, but I'll just share with you guys kind of my trading plan and, yeah, what I'm expecting next to come here on Bitcoin. But shout out to the CandleMafia. Welcome in, guys. Thank you for being here. I appreciate every single one of you guys. We got Loro in the chat. What is going on, bro? We got New Earth. What is going on? Said Bearish and Mose. Yeah, shout out to the poll here. What comes next? Pump or dump? Also, Chipotle or Mose? I was going to say, I'd be surprised if Mose won. Maybe I've just had a bad experience with Mose, but Chipotle's been better every single time. Actually, I had Chipotle last night, which is hilarious, because Tony made that poll, and he had nothing to do with what I ate last night, which is interesting. But shout out to Tony D. Shout out to the poll. Shout out to the CandleMafia. We got F-Bomb in the chat. What is going on? We got Pennywise tuning in, everybody's favorite clown. What is going on, guys? Don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get gets you guys closer to a giveaway. I'll be honest with you guys. We're going to do the giveaways either way, but if we get enough likes, maybe we'll drop some Frankie Candles hats in that giveaway. We got Honda Man in the chat, dropping the POCs, value area lows. Let's get it. Gary Rogers, what is going on? We got Dynamic Entry, said, pump our bags, Frankie. And I forgot who said it. Somebody said, oh, yeah. Shout out to Mark, said, Frank could turn this market around with the snap of a finger. if he wanted to, but he's not going to do it. Shout out to Mark. Maybe we'll have to call Satoshi, guys, but I'm going to break down the charts here for you guys, show you the key levels, and show you, I want to take a look at Market Cypher B as well, because although we are sitting below the POC, and that does make it somewhat more probable to come down to the value area low, which right now sits at $92,000 or almost $93K. We'll take a look at all the key levels, but yeah, I do want to talk about this because there are some things on Market Cypher B that might look like we want to push up to some higher prices. So with all that being said, guys, shout out to Crypto Sharknado Borpato in the chat. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. We wildin'. Shout out to Christopher, and his last name is a really bad word, but shout out to Christopher, just with the stars as the last name. But yeah, guys, we're going to see what we can do here. Shout out to CJ, shout out to Bitfrog, shout out to Boss and Al Jr. Good to see you in here. And shout out to Darren Does Things. Tyler Durden, what is going on? He says giveaways. What? Shout out to Tyler Durden. Welcome in, bro. Good to see you. We got Darren Does Things in the chat, guys. Show them on some love. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so let's take a look here. Now, obviously, not super, not too much has changed here. I want to break down kind of the local context here. I'm not really going to cover the higher time frames too much because my sentiment remains exactly the same. With our daily money flow being in the green here, guys, there is a possibility to continue our higher lows and higher highs to, well, higher prices, because that's where higher lows and higher highs bring you to. But I'll go over the higher time frames just a little bit, but I'm really going to focus on the lower time frames. Maybe we'll do the higher time frames first. Go ahead and hide that scalp range. Excuse me, hide this Fibonacci retracement, and let's go ahead and take a look at the current volume profile. So obviously, guys, we have gotten the big retracement to 97K into our macro golden pocket POC. Ton of resistance up here. Definitely a major zone of resistance, and we have finally gotten that rejection. We looked at this on Friday, looking for that 8-hour bearish divergence to form before getting a little bit of a pullback here. Now, like I said last night, guys, I would favor a little bit more of a pullback from here, but to be quite honest with you, Market Cypher B might be pointing to a little squeeze to the upside, even though it does go against what we would look at based off the volume profile. But at the end of the day, guys, overall, we are above the value area low at $89,500. This is the value area low of our current macro range. And as long as we remain above this level of support, I do think we could easily continue back up to that POC and potentially flip that POC, which would be a huge bullish sign to be looking for those higher prices to come between about 102 and 103K, and then upwards of about $105,000 and potentially even new all-time highs. That's how big of a resistance level that we're at right now, guys, because this is literally the line in the sand. If we get the cool off, even if we come down to the value area low, put in the higher low, remember money flow indicates the overall trend. So anytime that money flows in the green, we can anticipate higher lows and higher highs to come. And as long as we remain in this range, guys, it does look pretty decent as of right now. Now, this could obviously change if we lose our key level of support, which all of you guys do know sits here between about $89,500 and $88,000. I'll go ahead and mark this off with a little bit of a box. You guys know this is the same level we've been covering every time. I'm going to try to get through this pretty quickly because I don't want to be super repetitive here. I'm going to go over the local levels that I'm looking at so we can all prepare for tomorrow. But sitting between about 88.5 and 89.5. This is really the level that we want to hold, to be quite honest, guys. Like, this is the level we've been watching. If we do get the bigger pullback, I actually like a big bounce at this zone. There's a couple other levels we're looking at. Again, I'm not going to go over them too in detail, but $91,300 sitting down here closer to the previous value area low. But at the end of the day, guys, as long as we could stay above 89.5, I do think that still gives us an opportunity to continue our higher lows and higher highs. Once we break below 85,500, we will be accepted back into our lower area of balance, which would just, from a binary perspective, make it a lot more likely to get that continuation down towards that POC and eventually the value area low. So that is kind of, the line in the sand for me to look for lower prices. Now, that does not mean necessarily that lower lows are coming in here below $75,000, but I do think once we lose that value area high at 88.5, it does increase the probabilities that we could see a lower low come in, but it is not the line in the sand that I am looking at as like, oh my God, we lose this level, we're going to make lower lows. Although it does increase the probability, the line in the sand for me personally is just going to be very simply the 786 retracement of the overall uptrend here. If we do come down here, maybe we bing bong around in our lower range. Whoops. We get that off the chart, right? Bing bong below our value area high, come down to that POC, come down to the value area low. Technically, that 786 is really the level that we cannot break below. Once we break below that, I mean, not only are we already super close to the lower low, but it's very, very likely, right? So, 88.5 is the first time where I'm like, lower low is becoming a little bit more probable. And then, again, at that point, you're just accepted in the lower profile. You would expect to come down to the value area low. And we do have some levels of support here that we will be looking for long positions on in the Discord. But for now, these are the key levels. 89.5, 88.5. These are the big levels you guys need on your chart. And not only that, guys, but also the context, right? Like, why is 88.5 so important? For me, it's just the acceptance of value, right? You get stuck under here. It is definitely a little bit more bearish because once you lose that value area high, POC value area low is very likely to come next. So 89.5 is kind of the preferred place to bounce. I really wouldn't want to play around with that value area high at 88.5. But 89.5 value area low. And again, just, as long as we stay within this range, we could look for price to potentially continue its journey up to that value area high. Now, major zone number 2 is obviously going to be our previous value area low, which does have a little bit of a higher value area low, sitting at about $91,000, right? Between 91 and I would call it about 92,000. We have a lot of levels in here, right? We have the daily naked point of control. We also have a CME gap in there. I'll pull up the daily naked real quick for you guys. So yeah, daily naked point of control, 786, value area low. A pretty interesting place to get a bounce, right? Like, so this is kind of that first level, right? And again, I'm going to wrap this up real quick because we've gone over this almost every single stream for the past couple weeks, or at least since the 22nd. But yeah, come down here. That's zone number 1. I would hope that we could hold, right? It would be nice to stay inside the previous volume profile. If we start breaking down below this level, that is where I turn off that previous volume profile and then pop up the current profile, which gives you the value area low at 89. And then last line of defense, 88,500. So hopefully we could just, my preferred scenario here, if I could just, say what I want and hopefully get it from the market, I hope that we get a bigger pullback because I am short from the top here with the premium Discord. Looking for a push down. I would love to get a move down to that 786 daily naked point of control and just get the bounce from there. That would be absolutely perfect for me. Question is the market going to give that to us? This would give me a little bit room to make some more money on the short position while also trying to set up for a new move all the way through the profile, getting a nice long entry. But I don't know. It just seems a little bit too beautiful for the market to just give that to us. But that's my preferred scenario. That's what I hope happens. But if we do just come up first, obviously tomorrow we're going to have a lot of volatility, hopefully, or not hopefully, but very likely. If we do continue up, right, it's this whole zone of resistance, guys, like between 95.5 all the way up to 98.3. This is still our major zone of resistance. If I pull this up on a higher time frame, right, pull this up right here, go ahead and hide this local range, zoom out, right? Obviously, golden pocket, horizontal levels of resistance, right? Naked points of controls, horizontal levels. We got it all up here. This is really it, right? Like, from a very simple standpoint, we put the 8-hour bear div in. We're getting the cool off. And I'm going to talk about why we might just be able to squeeze to the upside here. But at the end of the day, from a very, very simple perspective, right, we just want to get above this zone at about $98,000, hold it as support. That greatly increases the chances of coming back up towards our highs, getting closer to about $105,000, again, near that value area high. Previous value area high sitting at 103, current value area high sitting at 105, right? So again, I will be first looking at the market through this context, looking at the local range, and then once we start cracking either the low or the highs, that's where I turn this off, and then I pull up the current range with the higher targets and the lower targets, right? So I am still holding my short here from the top. My entry is, do I have this on the chart? I'll try to pull it in. I don't think I'm logged in right now, but I'll try to log in real quick so I could show you guys in a minute. But my entry here is about 96, like right here, right? Like 96.8-ish, 96.9. So yeah, this is my short position from the premium Discord. Just still holding this, hoping, right? Again, a major target I would love to come down and hit here is at least going to be the $91,000 daily naked point of control. Now, again, I cannot promise that this level is going to come in. However, it would be really nice to come fill that CME gap again on top of the previous range value area low. Where's that? Bada boom, right? So like this would be a beautiful place to come down and test, right? We also have a little bit of liquidity sitting down here. Let me see if I can pull up the heat map real quick. Where is, so yeah, about 92 to 91K. Like this is the same level we've been watching. But again, if, let me see if I can pull up the heat map real quick, try to get the right time frame here. Let me check in on chat real quick. Bada boom, bada bing. K Diggity in the chat. What is going on, K Dig? Shouting out Pennywise. Let's go. Giggity. Shout out to Cyrus. Let's go, baby. What would it take for me to see a new all-time high on Bitcoin? Shout out to Mikey. Shout out to Mikey. For me personally, right, like it's really just getting above this whole zone, right? And again, like it's kind of a difficult situation right now just because of the like large level, right? It's like a huge range. I actually took one short off of our first level here at $95,500. We got a rejection there. I took a little short. Over the weekend, we wound up coming down, and then we got that last push up, and then this is where I am short from. But for me personally, right, like when we look at this from a volume profile perspective, right, if we just pull this up on the VPVR, bada boom, right, like even if you're not paying attention to all these horizontal levels, this massive high volume node is like what we want to get above, right? Because maybe I will talk about this a little bit. But, once we get above that high volume node, that's really where I think just like losing 88.5 increases the chances of getting a lower low, but isn't really the line in the sand. But it does increase the chances greatly, right? Excuse me, because we're getting rejected out of our upper volume profile, right? Like, and it's just simple volume profile stuff, right? As long as we remain inside this range, there's no reason to not anticipate the full fill, right? But because this is a macro golden pocket retracement, which is an opportunity to put in a macro lower high before putting in a macro lower low, right? So this is a possibility. Losing 88.5 does increase the probabilities of that happening. Same thing with this, right? Once we get above about 98,000, we start flipping that daily naked point of control at about 98.3 to support, right? You're on top of this massive high volume node. You have a pretty good fall off in volume, right? Most of the volume is here and honestly down here, right? So it's nice that we didn't have to go test that on this last drop to the downside, but that's where all the volume is, right? Like once you continue up, like the volume obviously falls off. So, at that point, this very similar to 88.5, this would increase the chances of seeing a new all-time high very greatly, in my opinion, right? Is it the last level of defense? No, right? It is the biggest level, though. This is stronger than, in my opinion, any other level we have above us, but it doesn't mean we can't reject some of those levels either, right? So getting above this level, flipping it to support, I'd like to see multiple daily candle closures above here. Even weekly candle closures above here would be even nicer. But, once we get up there, chances increase of the all-time high. I start feeling generally pretty good about new all-time highs, right? However, we do have to understand that there is still resistance above if you pull that current range volume profile, right? You do have the $105,000 value area high, and then, once you wind up getting up there, if you start bing-bonging around, very naturally, we will be looking for short positions in the premium Discord in case we do get the drop back to the downside from there. But at the end of the day, like, those levels of resistance, if you just look at this, what do we have up there, right? It's very simply a value area high, right? You also have the 786 of your full move to the downside here, right? So if you're 786 at 102K, and then you have your current value area high at $105,000, right? But other than that, we also actually do have some monthly naked points of controls up here, I believe. Yeah, monthly naked point of control at about $105,000 as well. So we do have some levels up there, but I do just have to say, with the context and the amount of horizontal levels and the amount of volume that we had up here, like, this is for sure the biggest level. So that's why, I just say if we do get up there, I do feel pretty good about new all-time highs, but we do still have a little bit of battling to do. So it's not the line in the sand, but does greatly increase the chances, in my opinion, right? So hopefully that kind of answers your question. It's not going to be just like one thing I see on the chart. It's not going to be like, oh, green dot on the daily, instant new all-time highs. It's always an if this, then that statement, especially for me as a trader, right? It's always going to be, if this, then probably $103 to $105,000 into the value area high. And then once we get above those levels, that's where you're likely going to see the all-time highs. But I would say, get above this zone. Absolutely beautiful to see. Would be beautiful to see. We're obviously not seeing that right now. So yeah. Other than that, I am just holding my short position. We're going to see. Now, I want to talk about this push to the upside, guys, because like I said, there is a potential possibility that we could just continue to push to the upside here. And it really just comes into what we were looking at yesterday, which never wound up printing on the chart, which was the 8-hour green dot, right? This 8-hour green dot with our 30-minute money flow crossing over into the green here actually doesn't look that bad, right? This is that market cipher B116 bullish setup that does oftentimes when you have that 8-hour green dot with your 30-minute money flow crossover into the green. That 30-minute money flow crossover oftentimes does start the larger trend to the upside, and you can see we are getting that absolutely beautifully here. Money flow crossing over into the green. We have put local higher lows and potential higher highs incoming here. So we are in like a little bit of like a hyper local uptrend. And just with that market cipher B116 strategy, that's our kind of our best bet right now to look for a potential continuation back up to higher prices. And I will bring in the local levels as well, because obviously, if we look at this in the grand scheme of things, very clearly, getting above that PLC is like really the biggest level, right? Just because that's the PLC of the range, that's what you have to hold as support in order to start calling for the value area high, right? Start that journey up to that value area high. So again, I cannot stress enough how important this level is, right? Like this level, in my opinion, right, like has the ability to put in a massive dump. But just with the way money flow looks right now, I do think that like it could just be like a little bit of turbulence that we see until we flip it to support. Now, and there we go, higher high, just pushed above the high. Let's go, baby, let's go. I mean, I'm short from up here, so I'm pretty safe, but there we go. I mean, market cipher B, 1/16th, 30-minute money flow crossover. I mean, that is in real time what we would be looking for, right? Now, if we pull up our local ranges here, let me hide the current range, right? Obviously, we actually, you might say to yourself, well, Frankie, like, what the heck? How are we getting above the PLC shooting into the value area high? if we didn't go to the value area low. And there's two things here. And I always say this when people ask me, Frankie, why don't you look at the current range, at the current volume profile? Why you always look at previous volume profiles? And this is a perfect example of why, right? You might look at this and say, hey, we front ran, usually we go value area high to the POC, and then once you get stuck under the POC, you're going to be looking to go to the value area low. So why are we bouncing here? Why are we getting back above that POC? Well, number one, obviously we do have the 30-minute money flow crossing over into the green with that 8-hour green dot, right? But on top of that, if we just go ahead and we hide this and we pull our local previous volume profile, which would be sitting right here, right, not incorporating the current price action, you can see this was our previous area of balance. Just mark this off of the neutral box here. And you can see we actually came down to tap that value area low perfectly, right? You can see POC sitting up here at 94,832, and then you have the value area high up here at 95,220, right? And in this context, you can see here, this is why I always look at the previous areas of balance, right? Because if you're looking at that current range, sometimes you don't get all the way down there. But what happens? You get below the value area high, you lose the POC, you bing bong around, you go to the value area low with bullish divergences. Whoops. With bullish divergences, lower lows on our price action into the value area low with our higher lows on our momentum waves on the 1 hour at least with money flow coming up. Nice little bullish divergence into the value area low, right? And then you're starting to look at this saying, hey, money flow's coming up. If I have a 16-hour green dot and this money flow crosses over into the green on the 1 hour, I can anticipate another market cipher B116 strategy. We have the 8-hour green dot with the 30-minute money flow crossover, which hilariously enough, literally just look for that move, and we get it, right? Then we look for, after that, right, above the 8-hour, I like to look at the 12-hour with the 45-minute. Take a look at the 12-hour. You can see 12-hour VWAP is working its way to the upside here, looking for a green dot. If we get that 12-hour green dot, I'm looking at the 45-minute money flow, which is also cruising to the upside here, right? Then we also have the 1-hour money flow cross into the upside with bullish divs into our value area low. I would say if we get this money flow crossover on the 1 hour and the 16-hour money green dot prints, which it is eerily close to, money flow also coming up very nicely here as well. This is kind of why I say, maybe we don't have to go all the way back down to the value area low because we did bounce off the previous range value area low, which I do notice not a lot of people look at. A lot of people, when they use the volume profiles, they just look at the current range. And I do get a lot of questions. Frankie, why don't you look at and it goes both ways, right? You want to look at both of them. I don't want to make it sound like you should only be looking at the previous. This is why I look at both, right? Because if we broke through here, you might be like, oh, wow, why didn't that value area low hold up? You might want to look at your current range, and it might hit that lower value area, right? Or value area low. Yeah, here we go. So this is kind of like a little bit of a hyper-local range. This is also, if we do pull this, let me come down to a lower time frame. If we pull our fib on this as well, pull it from the low to the high of the range here, you can see we did come down to that golden pocket, and that's kind of what we're holding as well. I mean, even if you pulled this a little bit lower, you could pull it to like kind of right before we made that high. Yeah, like right into that golden pocket value area low, again, with bullish divergences. And yeah, just with the way money flow looked on market, the way market cipher B looked like we could get that continuation up. So this is kind of what I'm looking for. If we are going to get the bigger move up, I'm going to take this local range off the chart. But I just kind of wanted to show that, right? Because the range that the overall current range, right, obviously didn't have the value area low get hit, right? And that can get a little bit confusing, right? You're like, well, what the heck are we bouncing off of here? It's very important to know that you can kind of go back in the chart and like see like, I look at this and I'm just saying to myself, I know what we bounced off of. I can see this area of balance. The value area low is probably sitting right here. And then I pull it and it's like, oh, well, hey, there's that value area low that we bounced off in confluence with that golden pocket. So because of that, right, I do think we might be able to continue up here, right? Value area high sitting at $95,650, and there is very important resistance above as well, guys. Value area high, $95,636, and then if we do continue up from there, I will be looking at our golden pocket. Let me pull this real quick. Golden pocket, weekly naked point of control, sitting at about $96,200. This is another big level to be looking at. Right, the weekly naked point of control is just a pretty significant level in general, right? Golden pocket, weekly naked point of control confluence, 96.2. And, this is just kind of what I'm looking at, right? If we get back into this value area high, we deviate. This would be that golden pocket retracement. Again, the full retracement of this entire move down, which hasn't been, this has been nice, right? Just riding that down from, again, like 96.8, 96.9, like right up here I'm short from. So it's been nice to ride down. But it is... if we're going to continue this overall downtrend, this would be definitely a big level to watch with the confluence on the golden pocket and the weekly naked point of control. Let me actually just extend this a little further. Levels don't really move that much. So there we go. Those are the biggest key levels to look at above. Technically, once we start cracking above this 786 at about 96, 916, that's probably where I'm looking to, potentially put in a new high here. Not a new all-time high, but come take out these highs here at about $98,000, right? And above that, next major key levels of resistance that I would mark off, if I could just list them off for you guys, I would go ahead and say you got to be looking at 96,200, golden pocket weekly naked point of control. Above that, you do have another daily naked point of control, 786 Fibonacci retracement, sitting at about 97-ish K, right? 96,964. And then above that, don't forget, we do have that big daily horizontal as well as the daily naked point of control sitting at about $98,300. These are the next big levels of resistance. But I would honestly say once you break above about 97K, chances of coming up and breaking the high are very high, right? Because if we're looking for the lower high to come in, I'll actually just go ahead and hide some of this stuff. If we're going to be looking for the lower high to come in here, chances are it's going to be coming in between the golden pocket weekly naked point of control or the 786 daily naked point of control, because when we're looking for those lower highs in the market, they are very often going to come in, even if it's not going to be a lower high, those rejections typically come in between the golden pocket and the 786, and both of these levels do indeed have confluence with these naked points of controls. So this is, to be quite honest, this is like kind of a huge zone, right? Because you have the value area high, you have the golden pocket, and you have the 786 with the confluence, right? So it's really between about 97 and 95.5. But, I'm looking at these as separate levels. I'm not just like looking to, as soon as we tap somewhere in here to short, we have multiple levels within here that we can look at, right? We don't know if we're going to maybe reject the value area high. Maybe we're going to reject the golden pocket, maybe the 786, or maybe we're going to break out, right? And that's why as we come up to these levels, we assess the price action to see if we're getting any of those entry triggers to actually go ahead and take a trade, right? So yeah, other than that, I don't really want to confuse or overcomplicate things too much here, guys. Very simply put, let me just let me take this off the chart that is now tapped. So yeah, other than that, local volume profile that I will be watching as of right now, guys. Major levels to look at like locally, right? Like this is not like major high time frame levels. Remember, $98,000 is the level to flip in order to call for the hundreds, right? But local volume profile sitting between about 95.6 value area high, POC 94.830. Value area low sitting at 92,847. This is what I'll be looking at. Maybe we come up, maybe we test the golden pocket back into the range, and then we go test that actual low. But this is going to be the overall range I'm looking at, right? With hopefully, on a higher time frame context, we could get the previous range volume profile at $91,000 to get hit, right? 91, 94, 786 sits at about $92,000. And then we also have, again, the daily naked point of control, which, to be honest with you guys, if we hide all the other levels, like NPOCs are like the big levels that we like to see hit, right? Daily naked points of controls, weekly naked points of controls. Monthlies are a little less common, right? We had one here at about $96,000 that we already, went above and then lost. But for the most part, right, like these daily naked points of controls, like sometimes what I'll do is I'll turn on all my MPOCs and I'll like see where maybe just the significant weekly levels are, right? And then I'll say to myself, like, let me see if this is confluent with anything important, right? Well, if I'm going to look for a high, a low, a lower high, and a lower low, if I'm anticipating a continuation of a downtrend, hey, that looks like we might be able to make a lower high there. Let me go ahead and pull that with my fib. Wow, that's interesting. So now I'm automatically going to be looking at this as a key level for a potential rejection. So if we do push up in here, I may even look to potentially either add to my short, right, or look to take some more shorts, right, on a different account. But that is going to be like a significant area that I'm looking at. Now, if we don't get any signals there, we don't get any entry confirmations, any entry triggers, we might just push on through it. And that's why I say if we flip that 786, I'm looking to come sweep some of this liquidity above the current high at about $98,000, which I can show you here right now. Get out of here, right, bada boom, right up here. 98 or 97.9, basically 98K. We do have a little bit of liquidity above that level. So that is kind of what I'm going to be looking for, right? Get above that 786. We could squeeze above that high potentially, where again, we do have, my specific trading plans are in the premium Discord. I don't want to share everything here. It's not fair for the people who pay. But overall, right, like that's the general kind of thought process here, right? We're just looking at a higher time frame. Hopefully we can get, if this is going to be that big rejection, right, or just still be a significant level to come down from, right, we might continue that downtrend. And then, again, my next significant longs are not going to be coming in until, And I'm not saying we have to see this happen, right? But, the next real long position I'll be interested in, like I was slightly interested in a long here based off the bull divs. But at the end of the day, it's just, it was just more of a scalp position to me. And the fact that there's not a lot of confluence here. It's just the value area low, that local range, and the golden pocket. Would have been good for a nice little shorter term day trade. But, for me personally, for like a bigger long, I really would just like to come down and retest some of these levels, take out some of the liquidity we have below these lows. And that would be really nice. The only caveat there is no guarantee that we get that. But I am personally totally fine not taking a long position off a willy-nilly setup, right, and missing the, if we don't come down here and price comes up from here, I'll say, well, all right, that's great, right? Like I saw the potential move to the upside, but that doesn't mean I have to catch every single move, right? Just because we can figure what the higher probability outcome's going to be does not mean that you have to take a trade based off of it, right? I need an entry trigger, I need a key level hit, and I need actual confirmations, right? So I would be okay missing that, but just for anybody out there, if you get freaked out about missing trades, there is no guarantee that we come down there. But to be honest, if you have a fear of missing out on a trade, your brain is already in the wrong place, to be quite honest with you, because that means you're chasing money. And if you're chasing money or you get upset if you miss out on a move, that is just all emotion. It's like the number one thing you want to kick out of your brain when you learn how to trade. Please, for the love of God, identify that as an issue and then fix it, right? Anytime I'm like, oh, man, I missed that move. The reason I don't chase it is because that is making an emotional decision, right? And that's not going to make me profitable over time. Will I get lucky and maybe catch a rip to the upside once in a while? Sure. But it's not going to be a predictably repeatable process, right? It's just going to kind of be like shooting the dice every time. And that's why I'd say, hey, if the high probability entry is here where I can see clear entry triggers that I'm looking for, if I come down there and I get those, I will take the trade. And I will take that every single time. They won't play out every time, right? But I will take that every single time because I'm sticking to my rules and I have a reason to enter the trade, right? And that is repeatable over time rather than just FOMOing in on a pump. So there you go, right? Hopefully we can get something like that for a new long entry. If not, those are the next key levels of resistance I'm looking at for a potential continuation down, and also the line in the sand that if flipped above would call to come take out these highs. And then again, right, not the daily naked point of control and the daily horizontal sitting up there at about 98.3 is kind of the last level of defense, right? Like that is honestly, once you get above that, it's 100K, right? Like first off, you're not that far away from it. And number two, if we still do have some of the, liquidity that's sitting above this wick at about 99.5, it could get pretty squeezy pretty quick, right? You start breaking above there. If this doesn't give us the rejection, right? And we just hold above this, I would say very, very high chances of coming into at least the first value area high at about 102 to 103K. But yeah, other than that, everything else remains the same. If you just tuned in, scrub back to the beginning of the stream. I go over like the longer term plan. I don't want to overcomplicate things because we've just been looking at the same thing every single day. It's been pretty brutal. And I just don't want to be repetitive here. We are hitting a little daily naked point of control here. Is this naked? This is a naked daily naked point of control. A naked daily naked. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know. 30-minute money flow crossover into the green, 8-hour green dot. I would potentially, we'll see if we can get that to continue the push to the upside. And this is the exact thing we were looking at yesterday, but we just didn't print it yet, right? We just kind of like wiggled back down, kind of moved around, and now we're starting to get it. So maybe that's where we'll see the bigger move up. But all in the context of our local ranges, guys. Again, just to get to the local levels on your chart here, there's your value area. 92,842 value area low, POC 94,830, and your value area high sitting closer to $95,596. So that's what I'm going to be looking at locally. If I stop out of my short, that'll be okay. I'll get stopped out at break even, which is no problemo because the whole point of this short, guys, because it is such a big level, we have to be careful in case this is a much bigger rejection to the downside and we are going to lose 88.5. I did not want to miss out on an entry up there, right? So I'm happy to, lose no money or maybe even, stop out and profit. I still have not taken profit on that trade. Probably should at some point. But again, it's risk-free, right? I get stopped out, lose no money. But, I just did not want to miss out on a big move if we did wind up getting that huge dump from here. Because as you guys know, right, we do still have the 3-day, right? And again, tomorrow's probably going to get pretty volatile, guys, obviously. But, 3-day red dot looking to print. 4-day VWAP also looking to cool off here. Money flow trying to come back up, which is, somewhat decent. But we'll see if some of these higher time frame red dots can cool us off a little bit more. I just do not want to understate the importance and not just necessarily the the strength of the resistance, but really just more the importance of this zone of resistance, guys. This is the doorway. to the 100,000s, right? And then once we get above here, the chances of putting a new all-time high increases greatly, right? Assuming that FOMC doesn't dump us. So there you go. Let's see. 97, 101, 103, 113. Shout out to Udi. 97, 101, 103, 113. I would almost agree with that. I pretty much agree with almost those exact numbers if those are what you're talking about as targets to the upside. Shout out to Ninzo said, Frankie, may the Bulls win. Let's go. I'm in a short right now, and I hope the Bulls win. So I'll just put it that way. Shout out to Jesse in the chat. He is our like police. Guys, don't forget, if he asks you to smash that like button, please, for the love of God, touch it. Every like we get helps push us out into that algorithm. Shout out to Crypto Billy in the chat. Rob the Crypto Snob. What is going on, guys? What is going on? Welcome in. I'm here, everybody. Calm down. Shout out to Crypto Maxi. What up, CandleMafia? Happy birthday, Rob. Shout out to Rob. It is his birthday for the, I don't know, like 102nd day this year or something like that. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob, who has a birthday every single day. Let's see. It's getting pretty easy squeezy. Shout out to New Earth. Are we going to squeeze to the upside, guys? I'll just say that 8-hour green dot with the 30-minute money flow crossover very rarely lies, but we are also coming into a little bit of resistance here, right? So just be careful. But yeah, I mean, that's really what I'm looking at. If we just look at without confluence, right? Get above the value area high, weekly naked, 96.2 is your next level. Get above that, 96.980. Yeah, and then get above that, 98.3. Those are big levels to get above. Again, with the 98.3 being that last level of defense. I am going to be a little careful up there, though, right? Because if we do wind up coming up, getting a liquidity sweep into this resistance, might be able to get a little rejection. But we'll see. We might bing-bong around here a little bit, guys. I'll be honest with you. But yeah, I just can't hate on this money flow with the high time frame green dots or the higher hourly time frame green dots. 1 hour coming up clean, right? Now we got the 8-hour green dot, 30-minute money flow crossover. Let's check the 10-hour. 10-hour green dot now printing. 12-hour. Oh, that 12-hour green dot, right? Like, yeah, man, if we could get that 8-hour 30-minute to play out a little bit and then the 12-hour green dot, 16-hour green dot follow closely behind with the 1-hour money flow and the 45-minute money flow crossing into the green, it doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that bad for a continuation up potentially to 96.2. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if we can get that squeeze up and then reassess the situation. But those are all the levels that I'm looking at least on Bitcoin. We still got to look at the altcoins as well. Tony D said, I need your sentiment on the poll. My sentiment on the poll is, I forgot there were two elements to this. I would say, pump locally, Chipotle, for sure. It would never be Moe's of any kind. I used to like Moe's more than Chipotle, but that was before I had a lobotomy after that, and I just realized how wrong I was. But yeah, I would say pump Chipotle at least, for the time being. I wish you said that earlier because I would have been like right before the move. But yeah, I would say like locally pump Chipotle. And then we'll see if we get a rejection from the value area high, in which case it might be dump Chipotle. Honestly, dump Chipotle happens a lot. But anyway, let's see. Yo, shout out to Rob the Crypto Stop said, Frankie, it is my 14,692nd birthday, actually. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Stop. That sounds accurate. Let's go. Shout out to Rob. Can we take a look at Cardano? Yes, we can take a look at Cardano tonight. Odd number like smashing only. Yeah, make sure if you guys slash that like button, you do it. You do it. An odd amount of times here. I like it so much, I hit it twice. Shout out to Zach Leroy. Go ahead and hit it one more time. 3 times is a charm. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to take a look at some of the altcoins, guys. I will take a look, at Ethereum, which is looking very similar, getting the bounce off the 786 here. But drop some alt requests in the chat. Rob, let's do like 3 requests. And I was going to say something, but I'm going to hold it in. I'm not going to say it. But let's see. I don't want to lie. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. But anyway, Tales of Mystery said, Frankie, please remember to get a sniff of those hands. Shout out to Tales of Mystery. We're going to have to go. I'm not going to lie, guys. I think Mrs. Candles needs some surgery. She needs some plastic surgery. I don't mean like cosmetic surgery. I mean surgery on her plastic. She's not doing good, guys. I'm actually not sure. She's not moving right now. And she is... Yeah, she's very flat. She's she's very deflated right now. Let's see. But yeah, again, I just don't want to I just don't want to overcomplicate Bitcoin just because, like, again, like my sentiment pretty much remains exactly the same. Optimistically bullish, obviously short from the top, hoping that we can get one more sweep of those lows. And tomorrow there's probably going to be some effery going on. So who knows? Maybe we do a little whipsaw action like we typically see, a little, and then we just keep going sideways, right? That is the epitome of FOMCs, right? It's like, oh, you guys are trying to trade the range. I see. Stop out, and then I'm just going to go back here. And then eventually it picks a direction. But yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Let's see. Can we take a look at XRP? Yes, we can do Tau as well. Shout out to Poster. So yeah, Rob, let's do 3 requests. We'll do Tau. You don't have to mark these out. I'll do Tau and ADA. I'll add those to the master list, and then we'll do some of the requests, whatever Rob picks. Let's see. Bear Trap could be potentially. Yeah, Bitcoin dominance. Here we are. We actually talked about this yesterday, or we talked about this a couple days ago as well, right? Guys, yeah. Bitcoin dominance. Whoops. Bitcoin dominance. Still chugging along here. Let's come up to the daily. When you get above the POC, the next likely place for price to go, right? Price, dominance, value area high, right? Doesn't mean we have to go to the value area high. But we got above the golden pocket. We might be seeking out that 786 at 66, a 0.21%. I've been remaining the same here on Bitcoin dominance forever, right? Hold above here, POC is next. Hold above the POC, here's probably next. I don't even check on dominance that much, but we just kind of always come in and check in, and it's like, oh, okay, well, we saw those targets hit. All right, nice. So that is the next major target, 66.21%. As long as you remain above the POC, that is the next likely target. If we lose the POC, that would be kind of the first opportunity to start seeing dominance come down a little bit. But, POC does act as a magnet sometimes, so I'd be careful. But again, ever since you flip that value area low in golden pocket, very, very sketchy for dominance to come higher. Let's see. Yo, shout out to CJ. No, Mrs. Candles is alive. Let me just, I got to bring her on camera now because no one's going to believe. All right, hang on one second. All right, Mrs. Yo, she's not doing good, guys. She's and her head is connected to her shoulders. Her head is not off, just to be clear. She's just a little bit, she's sleepy. She's just a little bit, look at that. Oh God, this might not be good for Bitcoin. We're going to have to test her for holes. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. Let's see. Okay. So, nothing really else to update on dominance here. Just watch that 66.21%. Simply a 786 Fibonacci retracement. I don't just think that that's a place where we might go because it's like I feel like that's a good number, right? It's just all based off the charts, just like every other target that we've come up and hit. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at on dominance. Let's take a quick look at Ethereum now. Ethereum not really just still, right? Like getting slammed around below this POC. Let me actually come up to a higher time frame. Zoom out, zoom in. So yeah, we just have our little mini range here, stuck under this POC. At the end of the day, guys, right? Like we have some nice tight ranges going on here, right? High, low, high, low, high, low, high, potentially. 4-hour money flow still crossing over into the red, but we got the green dot on the 4-hour. We got the 15-minute money flow trying to come up here. 12-minute. Getting pretty close as well, right? This is going to front run that 15-minute. So if we could get that 4-hour green dot to confirm in the next hour and a half with a 15-minute money flow crossover, very similar to Bitcoin's 8-hour 30-minute setup, which is probably setting up here as well on Ethereum. 30-minute money flow crossover. 8-hour not quite there with the green dot just yet. But this is our hyper local range. I believe we looked at this yesterday. Value area low, maybe not. Value area low sitting at 1764. POC, which is the level that we're tapping right now, 1800. Value area high at about 1818, right? We get above there. Really, at the end of the day, this is just for anybody who's looking for those the lower time frame day trades or scalps. However, POC is still that big level, right? Like we're just bang-bonging around below the POC. But you know what they say, guys. The more times they knock on the door, the more likely it could be to open the door, right? So at this point, we're above the value area low. As long as we stay inside the value area low, we could potentially look to flip the POC and go up to the high. Key support still sits here. Golden pocket. Value area low 786 between 1608 and 1668. Still the key level of support, in my opinion, right? Like the biggest key level of support that I would be looking at if you do come in and test that low again. But at the end of the day, flip that POC to support. I'd be looking up towards 1941. But to be quite honest, again, like I say this every day, 2100 still remains the major level that I would like to see break. And let me see if I can actually pull this up on, let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Yeah, potential. It's not the prettiest. But I will say, if we take a look here on Coinalyze, we do, number one, have Ethereum at super low prices, right? People starting to hate on ETH, saying it's dead, right? This is all kind of like right on time for what I'm about to say. We are in a local uptrend with spot CBD coming up. But you can see future CBD is generally trending down. It's not super aggressive. I will say that. But we do have the future CBD slightly trending to the downside. This is letting us know that the futures traders, the leverage trading degens, are shorting the heck out of this thing as we are putting in higher lows and higher highs, right? Kind of. Very local. But what can we take away from this information? Well, very simply put, if we have people buying on spot, we can argue, right, that this like local, hyper-local uptrend might be caused by spot buying, right? Because if everybody's shorting, why is price going up, right? Well, it's probably because people are buying on spot. And if this trend continues and we are able to start breaking these highs, I will watch these very closely, right? Like even here, right? Once we break above that POC of the range, right? Remember, that is also the POC of our range, which makes a lot of sense as well. But I would also be watching up here as well. Bada boom. Right? Once we start cracking these highs, as people are shorting into this, right? Short, where their stop loss is going to go, right above here, right? And potentially the big high would be up here. And where is that level? Well, that's sitting at about $2,100. So my thought process here, looking at a potential short squeeze building on Ethereum, if we squeeze up here and we start breaking these highs, right, we could start to see some of those shorts liquidate, giving us the squeeze to the upside. And if this is that big level that a lot of these shorts have their stop losses over, it could be break 2100. That's where you see the bigger squeeze to the upside begin, right? And when we look at this on the TradingView chart, right, it all lines up. The POC is one of these previous highs, and that big high that we really want to break is at about $2,100, which is our doorway to higher prices, the value area low of our macro range, which very likely would cause us to look up towards the POC at 2320, flip the POC, potentially look up to higher prices, right? So are we seeing a short squeeze build on Ethereum potentially down here? It could be, right? Like I said, it's not the most beautiful setup I've ever seen when it comes to that, but I will say it is somewhat setting up there. We have the uptrend, we have the spot CVD coming up, and again, like the future CVD is just like, it's generally trending down, right? It's not like like I said, it's not like the most beautiful setup, right? Like you can, with CVD, it's not about the actual like numbers here. It's really just more about like general direction, and it's like you could just kind of, it's generally coming down here, right? So last time we saw something like this, it was actually a little bit cleaner, and it looked a little bit better, but was on Polkadot right before we saw a massive squeeze to the upside. So I will say the setup on Polkadot was looking was a little bit more obvious than it is here on ETH, but it does look very similar. Could be a potential short squeeze building here on ETH. So that's what I'd be looking at. Those are all the local levels. POC 1851. Flip that, looking up to 1940. Flip that. We can look to start working into our value area low. And then again, as I've been saying every single live stream, that is the big key level we want to get above in order to see the push into the POC at 2300. So there we go. Bada boom, bada bing. BTC pumping. She's pumping. She's going to $1 million. Let's see here. Oh, she's pushing. She be pushing. Where's my, where's she at? Bada boom. There we go. All right. Popping up above the value area high. Come on, baby. There's that 30-minute money flow crossover with the 8-hour green dot, guys. It is literally one of the best and easiest strategies you could possibly use. Now, granted, we talked about it down here, so it wasn't like the biggest, most massive move ever, but 1.5%, not too bad. But Very, very simple, right? This is not like you don't have to look at the order flow. You don't have to like watch multiple things. It's really just watching that 8-hour green dot with the 30-minute money flow crossover. And again, almost every single time, that money flow crossover calls the early push to the upside, right? The early idea that the trend will continue up. I used to just enter off that money flow crossover sometimes, depending on the context. But yeah, we'll see. Levels still remain the same. We'll keep an eye on this as it develops, getting pretty close to that 96.2 level. Let's see if we can do it, baby. Let's see if we can do it. We got the 12-hour green dot yet? Come on, baby. 12-hour green dot will be the next thing I would look for with the 45-minute money flow crossover into the green. We're starting to get that crossover into the green. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's see. Sui went up 4.86%. Sui is like the leader here. Sui has like been the first one to pump. Let's just zoom out here a bit. Yeah, I mean, Sui's already gotten the big push from the lows on April 6th. See, yeah, green dot on the daily, potentially. I mean, VWAP getting rejected, money flow in the red. I mean, I'll be honest, Market Cypher is a bit chopped up here, to be quite honest. Yeah, it's like, what can you even take away from this, right? Like, all I would take away from this is that, like, you can't take anything, right? Like maybe you're trying to come up, but you're getting rejected. Your money flows in the red. So sometimes it's better to just, like, if you see something like this where you have, like, a mixed signal, you can't make, like, a strong assumption off of it. It's like, let me just pretend that's not a confluence, right? Let me just like look at what else I would look at, and then you just ignore that altogether, right? Because like trying to make sense of this can be very difficult, right? I would say the likely situation is that you'll fake out into the red on the daily, and it will probably come back into the green. We've already spent a massive amount of time in the red. Doesn't mean we can't spend more time in the red. It just seems that, like, especially with the way everything else is, it just seems like it might be time to potentially, come back into the green a little bit here. So, but even then, right, like you're trying to front run a fake out, which is never a good idea anyway. So it's like, if you can't get a confident read on an indicator, you don't have to take every single signal, right? Like if that VWAP was beautifully curved up, then I would take a strong signal from it. But the way it's kind of chopped up there, it's like, why would I even like take that into consideration? It's a 50-50 shot. It can go either way. But just in general here, like, I mean, we've broken above these highs. That looks pretty good to me. We could try to pull up. Yeah, Smart Trail on the daily. I was looking at this recently. We'll just take a look at Sui real quick because we're here. You do have the change of character here. You also have one here, too, if I just change these settings a little bit. Bada boom. Let me just turn that up a little bit, right? So you do have the change of character, right? Candlesticks turn green at this point, just like when you have daily money flow crossing over into the green. Could look for higher lows and higher highs. Once you get that bullish change of character and you break above these highs, it was the same thing on Bitcoin. That's where we're looking for sure. You get the move up, right? But you're going to wait for the pullbacks and look for higher lows and higher highs to come. That would be the anticipation. It doesn't mean it's 100% going to happen, but more often than not, that is what you're going to be looking at. Trend is your friend until the end. Smart Trail, daily Smart Trail also coming in on that golden pocket 786 zone as well. So that is nice to see. And then if we pull up some of our... Let me pull up my other Sui chart. Where's my... I'm on the wrong... Come on. Okay. So let me pull that back up on Lux Algo. Pull up the daily. And let me just change that setting on the... Whoops. Change that to get the bigger change character. Okay. So yeah, I mean, this is really, I mean, it's funny enough, it's the same levels that we've been looking at on the live stream, right? So you have the daily Smart Trail coming in really between the value area high of the previous lower range and the value area low of our current range. So we turn that on and off, right? Like you can see the golden pocket is up here in confluence with your value area high, making this a key level, also noted by the Smart Trail here. Anchored VWAP also coming in there from the low of our bottom of our downtrend. So yeah, this would be like level number one if we do continue to pull back. And maybe we just bounced off that value area low. Yeah, maybe that was the, that might be all we need, right? We got bull divs at the value area low. Yeah, technical wick divergence here on your 2-hour. 4-hour bullish divergence as well. I mean, hey, I will just say this, right? If we do continue down, these are the key levels, right? We might just be getting a bounce locally. If we come back deeper in here, we could potentially look for this zone here between $3.13 and $3. This was the level that we were looking at a few, I think last week maybe. Actually, I could tell, yeah, ever since we put in this high, right? Value area low, 786, daily naked point of control, sitting between 313 and 306. If we lose that value area low, very similar to Bitcoin. If we lose this, we're hoping to bounce off that previous value area high. Once we get stuck in here, it is a little bit more bearish, and I would be looking for the continuation through the rest of our profile, potentially targeting the POC and the value area low, getting closer to 226 all the way down to 206. But yeah, getting a nice bounce off that value area low with divergences, right? Yeah, you might even get like a, and this is to the wicks. Doesn't mean it can't play out though. This is really nice. Even your 1-hour bull div, lower lows in on your, right into that value area low too. Let's see, 8-hour green dot, not nearly as close to printing as it is, or as it was on Bitcoin. Yeah, 2-day red dot, 3-day red dot. Yeah, so yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, nice divergences here. Next key level to the upside would be the POC at 343. And then this, I have to turn off the local profile. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'd be looking at. Key levels, if you guys want to copy them down here on, oh, wow, that's really annoying. I don't want this on the chart. Let me take this off real quick. Boom. Right? So these would be the key levels on SUI if we continue back. We already dipped into the long zone here, so we might be taking off from there. Yeah, nice divs too. 3-hour. Yeah, we'll see. POC to the upside would be the next target. And then once we flip that POC, to be quite honest with you, I'd be looking. I mean, this is honestly what I wanted to see on Bitcoin. Get into the upper range, POC, break the lows into the value area low, and then send it up. We might be doing something like that, right? And that's really what I want to see on Bitcoin, but we just haven't gotten. Bitcoin's just squeezing up. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's see if we can continue up. POC, and then golden pocket sitting between 397 and 407. Break above that, looking up towards the value area high at 453. So yeah, there we go. And then again, if we break down here, we'll be looking for bounces down there as well. Once you lose it, going to be more bearish for the continuation down. Thanks, bro. Shout out to Ninzo. No problemo, brother. That is Sui. Let's see. Brendan C., what is going on, bro? Said, back in business, Mafia. Let's go. We're going to take a look at Solana in just a second. Bada boom, bada bing. I see a triple bottom on the money flow, confluent with a bull flag pullback. Shout out to Mikey. I assume you're talking about Sui. I don't know exactly what you mean by a triple bottom on money flow, but if it's bullish, send it to $1 million. Let's go, baby. All right, let's continue on here. On the money flow crossover trick, does it work on smaller time frames? Yes, shout out to Mikey. It does work on other time frames. I have a tutorial video on the channel, not only talking about this strategy, but every other strategy that we use here on the channel. We do have free videos explaining everything in detail on the channel. Check them all out, guys, and it will bring you pretty much completely up to speed with what we look at here on the live stream. And don't forget to smash that like button, guys. Let's go for 750 likes tonight. I think we can do it. Shout out to Hassan says, isn't it risky to buy altcoins when Bitcoin dominance is high? I'm new. Shout out to Hassan. Yes, normally, but what I'm talking about here is not necessarily buying the asset, but I mean, potentially buying the asset. Really, you want to buy the asset when, you know, we've already gotten a massive rip to the upside, right? But what I'm talking about here are leverage long positions, right? Just smaller, like day trade type positions, not just. I mean, I don't know, even buying here, right? If we stay within this range, you could still potentially not telling anybody to buy on spot. It is dangerous. For me personally, like I talk about this a lot. For me to be interested in altcoins again, or to like really significantly pick up altcoins, at this point, right? Like you really got to watch that dominance, because if that dominance winds up going to 62% or 66.21% like we just showed before, probably they're like the alts are just going to continue to bleed, right? So you're right, 100%. But yeah, I'm just talking about like short-term positions, right? So yeah, but it also could be applicable to long-term positions. I mean, if you bought a spot bag down here and you do go up, say to the value area high, that's a nice 43% pump. But like I said, this was the time. This was the time to buy, right? When everyone said it was dead. Not that you can't buy on the little pullbacks for sure. But yeah, like for me personally, yeah, I like just buying when there's tons of fear, right? Because when you're back in a situation like this, it's super difficult, right? Because like when you're buying down here, there's at least a good chance like it's not actually going to die as long as the project's decent, right? Like, and it will come up at some point. Like your chances of being in profit somewhat soon are a little bit better when you're just buying after there's been a ton of fear and you see signs on the chart. There's bullish divergences, right? We're very oversold. The fear in the market is crazy, right? Usually the masses get it wrong. When everyone thinks it's going to zero, it's probably time to buy. And that's just like a better bet in my opinion, because like once you get this big move up, you're looking at this and you're like, all right, well, we've already gotten 120% pump to the upside. Now I'm going to buy it. Let me wait for a pullback, right? Then you wait for a pullback. And then, I don't know, you're just buying up higher. It's not really my favorite scenario. I just like to buy the pain, right? Like when you see stuff back down at the levels that we had a lot of stuff back down at, it's, that's the time. I say that for Ethereum all the time, right? Could Ethereum be dead forever? Maybe. But just keep in mind, right? Like when people start asking me, like, when is a good time to buy ETH? They're going to be asking me when we're pulling back from here. It's like, just remember, like, everyone thinks it's dead right here. I'm not telling you to buy it here, right? You have to make your own financial decisions. It's not financial advice ever. But, one thing I can tell you for sure is nobody's asking me if they should buy ETH right now. But when it's up here, if it ever does get back up there, right, everyone's going to be knocking down my door. Whoa, should I buy ETH? When do you think we're going to pull back on ETH? I want to buy in. And it's like, these are the prime times, right? But it's very hard. It's very difficult because we bring this stuff up all the time, but it is extremely hard. It's much easier said than done, right? Because it gets very scary, right? Because nobody wants to buy it when it's going to zero. Let's see. Let's see. All right, let's continue on here. 96K Bitcoin. Oh, baby, she's going for that weekly naked point of control. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Come on. She's so close. She's so close. I mean, that's the resistance. That's the resistance right there. But I'll be honest. Like, this would be a big area. This would be a big area I would be, if I was not already short from the top. This is a big area I'd be looking at for a short. However, at this point, it is fighting against a lot of the market cipher B116 strategies. Very difficult. That 1 hour money flow crosses over with the 16-hour green dot. There it is. There it is. Following right behind. So, yeah, I don't know. It's like it doesn't mean you can't try a scalp, but I mean that's not typically something you want to short against because that 1 hour money flow crosses into the green. Just look at the money flow crosses over into the green typically. Money flow crossover into the green on the 1 hour. I can almost promise you that was a 16-hour green dot right there. That resulted in a 15% pump to the upside. This one, granted, it did get pretty turbulent. Money flow crosses over into the green. You wind up getting a little bit of a 1% drawdown back into a 4% pump. Money flow crosses over into the red on the 1 hour. You get a 3% dump. So it's just hard. It'd be hard. Again, it is a technical level. If money flow is not something I paid attention to at all, I would probably be looking for a short here. But with all those market cipher B116s, I would just be careful. You don't want to get stuck in a short here as this thing is just screaming to the upside. If the market cipher B116s are going to play out. But yeah, let's see. I'll set a target alert here. Bada boom. Bada bing. We'll see if we hit it. But there we go. We took a look at Ethereum. Let's take a quick look at Solana. Whoops. Take a look at it over here. Take a sip of the black. Actually, I'm going to take a sip of the regular water. We're out of water. No more water. You know what that means. Straight to the black coffee, baby. Straight to the black coffee. Let's see. Just had the 12-hour, 45-minute green soon after the 8-hour. Yeah, that shout out to Darren Does Things. That is what I would hope for, right? For the continuation up. You get the 8 hour. I mean, literally say it in the beginning of the stream. This is how, shout out to Market Cypher, man. 8 hour green dot. Somebody get crypto face. Money flow never lies, baby. Green dot on the 8 hour. Money flow crossover into the green on the 30-minute. At that point, right, you're looking for the continuation up. You got a little pullback, continuation up. And then you're looking for the 45-minute money flow to cross into the green, which we just got. And now we have the 12 hour green dot as well. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Let's go. And it's funny, too, because we're seeing that move up live, which very rarely happens on this live stream. But we looked for that move in the beginning of the stream. Before it happened, I decided I want to talk about why Market Cypher B looks like it might want to push to the upside. And here we are in real time, baby, pushing up to our targets. Let's go. Let's see. Let's see. CME gap doesn't close until 96.8. Well, 96.8 would also be, let me pull back up Bitcoin here. 96.8 does get close to our daily naked point of control / 786 Fibonacci retracement, right? And that's why I say this whole zone is big, right? This whole zone is resistance. You have the value area high, which technically is nice because if you didn't try to take a short there, right now you have a little bit of a smaller resistance level. But you have the golden pocket, which we just came up and almost tapped. So yeah, really between 96.2 at the weekly naked point of control all the way up to about 97K, 96,980, daily naked point of control, 786. This whole zone, right? If we're going to put in a lower high, if we're going to continue this downtrend, this would be the area for that to happen, right? So if you're going to put in the high, the low, the lower high, the lower low, that might be the area to do it in. Again, once you break above this $97,000 daily naked point of control 786, that does open the door up to potentially 98.3. Could be the case. Could be the case. Let's see. I'm currently typing with my voice because I am laying in bed. Shout out to Jesse. Let's go, baby. Let's go. If Mrs. Candles ever prints that red dot, gotta bounce out of here. Shout out to Vegas Claw. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to Darren says, Frankie, you speak these pumps or dumps into existence. The Candle Oracle. Let's go. Shout out to Darren does things. Listen, money flow very rarely lies, baby. Money flow very rarely lies. And when you pair that with the volume profiles and your Fibonacci retracements, daily naked points controls, it does start to become a little bit, and shout out to the premium Discord. Do I still have this open? Shout out to the premium. I dropped this way earlier today at 3 p.m. Back up on the local POC with two 30-minute candle closures. Let's see if we can make it up to the value area high. Now here we are, pushing up past that value area high. Very, very nice. Shout out to the premium Discord. But yeah, let's continue on here. We'll keep an eye on the, wait, that alert's probably about to go off. Come on. Give us the beep, beep, beep. Come on. Do it, Bitcoin. There it is, baby. There it is. Let's go. Let's go. I knew it was going to do it. We just tell her what to do. All right, now cool off a little bit. Calm down. It's not all about you, Bitcoin. Calm down. Anyway, let's continue on here. I guess I will just, I don't know. We'll set another alert here right at the top of the golden pocket. See if we break past that golden pocket. But there you go. Starting to push into that resistance. Cool off, Bitcoin. We need you to chill out here. But anyway, took a look at Ethereum. Take a quick look at Solana. Come back over to the public chart here real quick. Yeah, back down to the POC. Yo, shout out to World says, can you please fill Mrs. Candles with helium and have her tied to a chair for the whole stream so it looks like she's just looking over your shoulder? Shout out to World. I will do that. That is a done deal. We're doing that next stream. Let's see. Okay. Cryptic Crabman said, what's a Moe's? We got more bagels in Colorado. Shout out to Cryptic Crabman. Shout out to Hugo said, stopped out at break even on my third short. Shout out to Hugo's. Hey, stopped out at break even. Can't hate that. Can't hate that, bro. Nice work. Nice work. Okay, let's continue on here. Just take a quick look at Solana again. I hate to just always be this guy, right? But it's really hard for me to create fake FOMO, right? We are just in the same spot we were yesterday, pretty much, right? We're above the POC, we're within our macro range, right? Our current range, hold above this POC, doorway up to the 158.85 and 166.82 zone is open. If we lose the POC, we have a weekly naked point of control at 133.91, below or 133.65. We lose that, value area low sitting at 126.80. These are the levels I'm looking at. If we lose the POC, weekly naked is going to be likely. But if we can hold above this POC, we could continue our journey back up through the profile into our next key zone of resistance. Other than that, literally nothing has changed since we looked at Solana yesterday, right? Money flow still kind of in the green on the daily VWAP, kind of stagnant there. 16-hour, 12-hour, 10-hour, 8-hour green dot printing, 10-hour green dot printing, 12 and 16-hour is looking to follow very closely. 30-minute money flow is crossed over into the green. Hilariously enough, very similar to Bitcoin. It is marked. Whoops, we drag that over here. Money flow crosses into the green. You get the continuation up. You reclaim your POC. So let's see if we can get a little bit of a continuation up. Let's see if Solana can follow suit there. 45-minute money flow also crossing into the green for that potential 12-hour green dot incoming. And then when we take a look at the 1 hour also crossing into the green. So, yeah, I mean, listen, if we can get these higher hourly green dots to confirm with these 1/16th market cipher B setups to confirm, I'd be looking, for a very similar thing as Bitcoin, right? So, yeah, that's what we're looking at on Solana. Very, very not much has changed there. Let's see. Shout out to Crypto Billy, said reserve FUD news or what? I shout out to Crypto Billy. Your guess is as good as mine. Shout out to Crypto Billy. 10 mil plastic. Shout out to Crypto Billy. You're talking about Mrs. Candle's beautiful, beautiful plastic skin. Her $1 million plastic skin. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Yo. I longed Suey at 316. Let's go. Shout out to CJ. Let's go. Chart humor is coded today. Let's go, baby. Come on with the malware. Good Lord. All right, let's take a quick look at, what did we say? Tau? Oh, ADA. Let's take a quick look at Cardano. Frankie buys only the best plastic, only the finest plastic for Mrs. Candles, guys. She's got it all. She's got all the upgrades. She's got the it's weatherproof. It was supposed to be leak proof, but it seems like that has been proven to not be true because she's deflated. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Rocky Dench said, can we have a quick tour of your working place? Shout out to Rocky. I say this every time someone brings this up. I always say, I'll take a picture of my setup, like from my view, and put it in the Discord, and I've never done it. But yeah, maybe we could do that one day. Or one day if I remember to take it. Once I clean my desk and my setup, I'll take a nice picture, and I'll send it over to you guys. But it's not too exciting. It's just like a typical studio. It's like I don't know. The crazy thing is, a lot of people probably think that this wall is real. This is a green screen. I'm kidding. It's not a green screen. But it's literally doesn't go past the frame that you see. If I were to zoom the camera out, you would just see wall. It is not the entire wall. Let's see. Does she have the vibrating module? Shout out to Hugo's. Hey, yo! Maybe. But anyway, let's continue on here. Bro, mine is so bad right now. Shout out to Mikey. I assume you mean your setup. Dust all over everything. House is trash. Shout out to Mikey. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I do clean my desk very often. Every once a week, I like take everything off my desk and I sanitize. I don't sanitize. I mean, I guess I do. I Clorox it. I wipe everything down. Clears the head. Because clutter literally makes my mind a mess. He's never gonna clean his desk, guys. Oh God. All right, let's continue on. Yo, shout out to Dynamic Entry. Said I'm going 200x long on Bitcoin to $1 million. Frankie talks fast. Caffeine much. Shout out to Baxter. I'm just gonna call you Baxter because I can't see that full name. But yeah, you should see me when we have the Aztecian Cactus Moss Water. This is simply just coffee. You should see when we start drinking the energy drinks. It gets a little bit crazy here. It gets a little crazy. Why is market pumping? Am I missing something? Shout out to Mustafa. Oh, I like that, bro. I will say, for me personally, if you ask me why it's pumping, I'll just point you right to that 8-hour green dot with your 30-minute money flow crossover into the green. That's why you're pumping, from the way I look at things. So, yeah. Chat is making me laugh, man. Yeah, shout out to Jesse. Go to chats today. Go to chats. Oh, is that? I forgot who said it. Somebody said chart humor's goated today. They might have said chat humor. All right, so she needs a little CO2, bro. Shout out to Tales of Mystery. All right, let's continue on here. I mean, hey, somebody clip it. All right, guys, might be able to get a continuation up. 8-hour, 30-minute. Bing bong. Unbelievable. Somebody clip it. Put it on Twitter. Put it on Instagram. Anyway, I'm just kidding, guys. But let's continue on. We took a look at Solana. We took a look at Ethereum. Let's take a quick look at Cardano because we said we would, and we do what we say here. Oh, baby. Guys, we came down to the level on Cardano. I'm long in Cardano right now, guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm just putting a random 100x long on Cardano. I'm just kidding. But I will say this. It did come down to our key level here, right? We've been looking at this level for quite some time. I think we started looking at this last week, right? Looking for a potential correction into some key zones here. Daily naked point of control, golden pocket, anchored VWAP, sitting between 65 and 64 cents. And what happens here? We wind up getting the move down. You get some slight bull divs. They're not the prettiest, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, not even really here. 4-hour bull div, maybe? Yeah, you get a little 4-hour div here into your key level for the bounce back to the upside. I would say this. I'm going to give it to you quick and dirty here on Cardano. Long term, right? This is your first level that you're hoping for a bounce. This is the anchored VWAP of the... Oh, Bitcoin at 96.3. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Just hitting every single alert. Hitting every dang alert we got on here. This thing's going for the high. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, baby. Come on. Let me pull it back in over here. All right. I guess our next alert probably not going to go off today, or at least during the live stream, but we're going to go ahead and set it there on the 786. We set that one off, guys. We're going to $1 million. Let's go. But, yeah, we'll see what happens up here. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't hate the money flow. 1 hour is still cooking. Still cooking. Let's get that crossover. Send this thing to 97K. 96.9. Yeah, 97K. We'll call it the daily naked point of control at 97K. We hold that weekly naked as long as we don't lose this. If we lose that weekly naked golden pocket, might get the cool off there. If we could flip that to support, really going to be the next spot to look. Break above the 786. We're taking that high, in my opinion, up to 98.3. Simply put. All right, let's continue on. We'll keep our I'll set an alert here just in case we crack the high. All right, so let's continue on here. Coming back over to Cardano. Actually, very beautiful here on Cardano. I'm not going to lie, guys. Right into our zone. This is why you do not want to miss these live streams, guys, or any of the market updates. Make sure you're subscribed and turn on notifications so you do not miss these key levels. We talk about these every single day. I take different altcoin requests every single day. Let's do it, baby. Mafia out here. I wish I was looking at Cardano earlier. I'll be honest. Little divs here. Money flow crossing over into the green on the 45-minute. 12-hour green dot is almost ready to print. 8-hour green dot is printing. Your 30-minute money flow crossovers in the green. I mean, we're getting all these signs on everything right now. And we came down to that key level. I wish I had an alert set here. If we break down below that anchored VWAP, next key level I'll be looking at is the 786 value area low, daily naked point of control, sitting between 60 to 62 cents. But we'll see if we can hold that golden pocket. Not too shabby. Get the divs in there, push up. Next likely place for price to go would be up to this value area low, sitting at about 69 cents. Flip that, I'd be looking up towards about 71 to 72 cents up to the POC and value area high of the range. And then at that point, longer term, your hope is that you could flip this massive level of resistance to support at about 74 cents and then send it up through the larger profile, potentially targeting the macro value area high up here at $1.02. Could we be headed there? I mean, once again, volume profiles are the GOAT. Deviate the high, back to the low. Deviate the low, back to the POC, back to the low. Deviate, back to the high, deviate, back in, bearish retest, back to the POC, back to the low, deviation, back in, back to the POC. Are we going to go back to the value area high? Well, I will tell you what, we do need to flip 74 cents, right? But locally, I would look at this smaller range between 69 cents, POC sitting at 71, and then 72 cents at the value area high. If we can get that continuation up, that would be the right locally for the move up to 72 cents. You would have to flip 69 cents. So flip 69 cents. Let me actually hide all this. So this is what I would look for locally. If you get the continuation up here on Cardano, flip 69 cents to support. Look into the POC at 71. Flip that. Look up to about 72 cents. And then at that point, either you're going to deviate and continue to respect the range, or you're going to break out, busting above the POC at about 74 cents and setting it up through the larger profile, right? Which, again, has a major target of $1.02. So, yeah, that is pretty much what I would be looking at. Again, market cipher B signals look almost exactly the same as Bitcoin. So that's what I would look at. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Tomorrow's probably going to be very volatile, guys. This might all just get eaten back up tomorrow. Who knows? So I definitely be careful. Let's see. Shout out to New Earth said, why do y'all use the liquidation heat maps instead of putting the liquidation levels trading view indicator right on your chart? It worked great on all time frames. Actually, shout out to New Earth. Darren was talking about a liquidation indicator. I think it's this one. Swing levels and liquidity. I mean, we actually Lux Algo has a free indicator too. Buy and sell side liquidity. But there's a bunch of indicators that you can look at. I don't know. I just like the visualization of the heat map, to be honest. But sometimes I will. You can see here if I pull up my Lux Algo indicator real quick. You can see I do have the liquidity swings indicator saved here in my template because I do like to look at those as well because it's a little bit faster. But I do prefer the heat map. It's a little bit more visually easy to look at. Let's see. But is it binary? Shout out to Wayne. Gold is dropping. Let's take a look at gold real quick. Goddle. Let's see here. Oh, gold getting the dumpski. We were looking at some daily bull bear divs on gold recently. Yeah, you did get the daily bear divs. Did I say bull divs? Weekly red dot, monthly red dot potentially incoming, 6-day red dot. Yeah, you get your high time frame red dots. Yeah, pretty crazy div here. It's just like higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, just creeping up. With your little low here, 90-minute bear div printing. Nice little dumpski. Not too bad, not too bad. But yeah, so let's see. We took a look at Cardano. We took a look at Solana. We took a look at gold. We took a look at Ethereum. Let's take a look at Tau. What am I doing? Let's see here. Gold money coming into crypto sounds great. Yeah, shout out to the crypto gardenist, I think is what that says. Shout out to you, bro. Pepe, we can take a look at Pepe. Sold all my XRP yesterday, and oh god. All right, I got it, guys. I got it. Look at that. We're live streaming and we're modding at the same time, baby. Let's go. Look at me go. Hide user on this channel. Kick him out. Hide him. Attack. Okay, guys. XAI32Z is obviously a scam. Be very careful out there. Be very careful. But I'm not going to be able to hide every single one of these because they come in like crazy, just totally botted. But yeah, at mods. Tony is literally at Chipotle, he said. So that's why he's not here. Lol spam noobs. Lol them bots. Them dang bots, baby. Them dang bots. Gotta love it. It's like I don't understand. Like, do people fall for that? Like, there's no way people are like, oh, I'm just gonna buy that because some dude said it in a chat. I guess there is people there. Yo, shout out to Tyler Durden said, stay in your lane, young man. You can't beat me. You can't. Nobody's faster than me. I'm kicking them all out. Shout out to Tyler Durden. Let's see. Okay, I think they're pretty much all good. Tony, you're here. We just got hacked, bro. Tony, you're supposed to be the hack defense. We got hacked. And we were scared, bro. We were scared. But it's okay. I got him. I gotta get him. Oh, my God. Get him again. Got him. I like this. Just playing hard defense. Get him. Got him. Yo, this is fun. I'm going to let the mods do the live stream one day, and I'm going to mod. Modding seems kind of fun. I like it. Bots are attacking. Bro, I go to the toilet. Darren, they're watching you. Darren goes to the bathroom one time, and the bots attack. That, like, never happens either. All right, anyway, let's continue on. Yeah, shout out to Jennifer. He says it's wild to see YouTube videos with all bot comments. Those bot comments are impossible to get rid of. It's so annoying. I bought XAI32. Everybody buy it. It's like, I know Stacy. Stacy helped me become a consistently profitable trader in 15 minutes. Who's Stacy? Check her out at stacy'strading.com. Good Lord. There's no way to get rid of them either. You hide one, 7 more pop up. It's impossible. Be careful out there, Mafia. They're out there. They're hacking. All right. So let's continue on here. Let's finally take a look at Tau. All right. There it is. All right. So I'll just get rid of all this. Get rid of 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 this. Daily tapped. Boom. Whoops. Boom, 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 and boom. All right, let's see. Why does every bot in here have tariffs? What the heck? Beep boop, Asian scam coin. Beep boop. Yo, Tony just blocked that word in chat. All right, I'm just gonna continue on. Oh my God, they're brutal. I want a part in this. I like banning them. I like doing it. I wish all the Mafia could just ban people. That'd be a nightmare probably. Yeah, maybe we should just ban that XAI32Z. That's crazy. All right, anyway, let's continue on. Revenge. Somebody's got to be watching this and spamming bots. Maybe. I don't understand. The ROI on that's got to be like next to 0, though. All right, let's continue on. Okay. I think Tony's on it. All right, anyway, let's continue on here. All right, so on BitTensor, let me just go ahead and change this a little bit here. Just move that value area high up a tiny bit. And then we'll take a look. 3-day red dot looking to print. I mean, look, this is the same thing as everything else, right? Value area low. Maybe we can extend this a little bit because we're back inside the range. I don't know if I'd go Maybe I would. Let me see here. I actually don't hate this. So let's go POC. Nah, I actually like this one a little bit better, to be honest with you. Let's go value area low. POC. Boom. So yeah, it's a little rough. I try to do that very quickly. But this is what I would look at. This is your major. This is your major volume profile. You had your, oh man, there was no 2-day. There it is. 3-day bull div at the value area low, back in to the POC. This is your next key level. You got to get above this POC. POC sitting at 3. Whoops. Sitting at 361. If we could get up above this, flip it to support. Let me go ahead and pull our fib here. You're definitely hitting this golden pocket. So yeah, I mean, you got a little bit of fib. You got a little fib confluence here on the POC, but at the end of the day, right, it's not. Let's pull the full golden pocket from this high to the low. Yeah, I like this confluence a bit better. So I'm going to mark out the key levels here on Tau. Daily golden pocket value area low confluence. That sits between about 560 and 512. Next zone sits daily 786. 2 dailies in the 786. Sitting at about 604 to 715. Boom. Yeah, it's kind of a big level of resistance up there. But, yeah, I mean, you flip above this POC, hold it as support. I'd like multiple daily candle closures above there. Push into the value area high, golden pocket daily, 786. This kind of the line in the sand to break out, to be honest. You have another daily above you, but I'd say 617, major 786. Once you break above that, you could break for new highs. But nice to see, right? Oh, my God, bear market. Everything's going to zero. Back into the range, back to the POC. Every time. Every time. So, yeah, that's what I would be looking at on Tau for the most part. Let's see. Yeah. Yo, chat is insane right now. Let's see. Chinese bots attacking. Big time revenge of the Jetties. Shout out to Sam. All right, let's continue on here. Okay. So yeah, that is what I'd be looking at on Tau. Pretty clean volume profile. POC moved there on us. Yeah, actually, yeah, POC moving all around. That's just because we're changing time frames. Question is, what time frame did I originally pull that on? 4 hour? Huh. Interesting. Well, I guess I got to move that POC now. Where did I pull that on? Oh, yeah, it was a 3-day, I guess. I don't know. I kind of like that, though, right? Because this, if I pull this little local range, that's, yeah, your value area. No, I like this one. POC, 361. Get above that, looking up towards about 523. That would be your next major target to the upside. Money flow, 3-day coming up, 2-day coming up. 12-hour money flow crossover to the green. 16-hour money flow coming up nicely as well there. Yeah, kind of all similar to Bitcoin, to be honest with you. So, yeah, that is what we'd be looking at on Tau. Took a look at Tau, took a look at Cardano, took a look at ETH, took a look at Solana, took a quick look at XRP. What's she doing here? Let's pull up the actual XRP chart. Yeah, just still bing-bonging around here. Got so close to that value area low. So close to that value area low. Let's... Yeah, I would say this is still your key level of support, 205. Again, I'm probably not going to cover XRP, to be honest with you, further than this. Value area low, still your key level of support. Below there, break below that value area low. Weekly golden pocket sitting between $1.92 and $1.87 is kind of your last line of defense. Technically not, but that's really where I would hope you get the bounce from. Because if you don't get the bounce from there, 786 is the last line of defense before coming down lower to your larger value area, starting at about $1.66. Once you get stuck in there, could be a pretty gruesome drop for XRP through to the POC at about $1.39. And yeah, that's about it on XRP. It's all the same, man. It's all the same, other than the 8-hour green dot printing on everything, like we talked about in the beginning on Bitcoin. With the 30-minute money flow crossover, that would indicate a continuation to the upside. So that's what I'd be looking at on XRP. 3-day red dot is printing. This is, I believe, yeah, we looked at this yesterday. This was a blood diamond. I do believe, was this a blood diamond? Yeah, so you do have the blood diamond here on the 3-day. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to zero. And it does have 40 minutes to confirm. Does oftentimes indicate more downside. But key levels to look at on XRP are obviously going to be value area low, 205. Golden pocket between 192 and 187. To the upside, right? We already rejected the golden pocket, but if we get above that, back above that golden pocket, I'm looking to come up here between 237 and 244. Between the POC, weekly, and 786 retracement. Just kind of still stagnant there on XRP, unfortunately. Can we touch 105K today? Shout out to Al Jr. I personally wouldn't expect that. Yeah, I wouldn't expect that necessarily. Could we? Absolutely. 100% we could. Do I think it's likely? Probably not. Yeah, probably not. You still got to get above the highs. You got to squeeze above 98.3, and then you got to start taking all that liquidity. And even then, you have 102, 103. You got a lot. You got a lot before 105. So again, like, impossible? No. Very likely? Probably not. XRP to 58 cents. Good Lord, I hope not. I hope not. 58 cents, definitely not. Or not what I would look at least. I would not be looking for XRP to go to 58 cents. That'd be, I mean, if you did, I mean, I'm not saying you can't do it, but to go back to 58 cents at this point, like, that would be bad. We would not want that to happen. But yeah, not anywhere near a local level that I'm looking at. Let's see. Happy birthday, Rob. Shout out to Dave Digital. Says happy birthday, Rob. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Jay Violet in the chat, dropping the double Ds for our boy Dave Digital. Rob the Crypto Sob says, in the end, we can only ask Tony politely if he'll ban his. Would you mind banning yourself? Was that nice enough? Get him out of here. Shout out to Tony D. I'm just kidding. Let's see. I put aside my inhaler. Yo, I put aside my inhaler. Thank you. Shout out to Al Jr. Let's go. All right. Let's see. Let's continue on. So can you use gold to gauge what BTC might do? I do that sometimes. I actually did that recently while looking for those bearish divergences on gold. If you can find a nice, like, strong high time frame bearish divergence, which we kind of had at the time, but they didn't really play out too well. Like, they just kind of give you a pullback, give you pullback, give you pullback. But money flow's starting to come out. Typically, if you get like a strong down move on Bitcoin, a lot of times it is good. On gold, it typically is decent for Bitcoin. But so yeah, like if gold is looking like super bearish, like it wants to dump, it would make sense to see Bitcoin go up a bit, right? Because it's like risk on versus risk off, right? Or I wouldn't say risk off, but gold is looked at more as a safer investment, right? Shout out to Black Haze. Shout out to you, bro. Said, Frankie, I came in a little late today, but with BTC still moving right now, what's the next value we are looking at? Shout out to Black Haze. Go ahead and if you scrub to the beginning of the stream, I go over all the key levels, next targets to the upside, and my full plan on Bitcoin. And if you scrub all the way to the beginning, you could see us call for it right before it happens. So go check that out. Show ETH. Shout out to... Oh, Bitcoin's at $1 million. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Come on, Biddy. Come on, Biddy. There she goes, breaking the golden pocket. Shout out to Al Jr. I changed my mind. 105K in 3 minutes. I'm just kidding. Let's see. So, yeah, 96, 980. Next big target. Let's see if we hit it. God, we hit every single alert so far. 98.3 potential shorts. 98.3 is a big level of. This was, to be honest, right, when I first took my short up here, my thought process was like, this thing might just stop me out and come up to that 98.3 level. That was a big level I was open to shorting. But I took the short and it wound up playing out and bringing us down first, which was nice. But on the way back up, this still does remain a key level of resistance. $98,300. Bada boom. So, yeah, that's what I'd be looking at. Shout out to Aaliyah said, can you explain the bullish SFP on Bitcoin today? Shout out to Aaliyah. Yes, I assume you're talking about this SFP right here. I don't know. If that's what you're talking about, I might look at the charts too much, if I'm being honest. I don't know how proud I am of that. Anyway, yeah, I assume you mean this SFP. I don't know exactly what you want me to explain. Yeah, I mean, this is a SFP. Got a wick below the level, candle closure above, right? And then you get the push to the upside. SFP. You also have bullish divergences down there as well, which is oftentimes a very, very nice signal for a bigger continuation to the upside, or a reversal to the upside. When you get SFPs and a bullish divergence, it is very, very, very nice, right? That is oftentimes a very, very high probability signal that price is going to go in the direction you're expecting. Maybe I'll make a tutorial video about that. Let me know if you guys want me to make a tutorial video on the SFP divergence confluence at key levels and how I trade them. Let's see. Stream till the pump is over. Shout out to Nick Dunn. All right, fair. No, I'll try to stream. Question is, when does the pump end, right? We could pull back for an hour, and then it goes back up. It's like, how do we know when it's over, right? You don't really ever fully know. It could be over right now, or it could go down for like 3 hours and then go back up. So I guess we got to stream for 24 hours. Don't threaten me with a good time. Mikey says, make the video. Yeah, let me know. If I get enough requests to make that video, I'll definitely make it. Headed to 96.9. Yep, there it is. 96.980, baby. Push it at 786. Above that, 98.3. Right? And then above that, to be honest with you guys, above 98.3, if you can get above 98.3, 100K. Like, the next level after that is 100K. And then, to be honest, that $100,000 level, although we could get some liquidity sweeps up there, if you push into that liquidity and there are still stops up there, could squeeze us into some of those higher targets that we talked about on the higher time frames. Let's see. 96-hour stream starts now. Shout out to Dave Digital. I'm going to have to go get a couple more cups of coffee. Let's see. 24-hour stream would be wild. I mean, I would do a 24-hour stream. It would have to be for something, though. We'd have to do like a 24-hour stream until we hit a certain subscriber number. Or every time we gain a subscriber, we have to add X amount of minutes to the timer. Like a subathon, I think is what the kids call it nowadays. Let's see. Frankie Candles is like the Weather Channel. 24-hour stream, local on the 8s. Where's Mitch Ray? Shout out to Dave Hagen. And now we're going to move over. I can talk like a weatherman, too. And now we're going to move over to Chain Link. You guys can see here we got an absolute massive bullish storm coming in with a high pressure temperatures between 100 and 103. Shout out to the weathermen out there. Hilariously enough, TA is similar to weather, like meteorologists. That's kind of how I explain it to people. People say TA doesn't work because it's not right 100% of the time. That's not the point, though, right? Like you don't have to be right 100% of the time. You actually only need to be right way less than 100% of the time to be profitable, as long as you're managing your risk correctly. But it is similar, as in, TA is you're gonna be right more than you're wrong in direction. But you might be wrong with the timing. You might not hit the exact target you're looking for. It's like if the weatherman says it's gonna rain, sometimes it only drizzles, right? And sometimes he says it's gonna drizzle, and then it'll pour, right? But like more often than not, when they say it's gonna rain, it's probably gonna rain, right? When they say it's gonna be hot, it's probably gonna be hot. They get it generally right most of the time. Let's see. When Bitcoin passes all-time high, stream for 24 hours until you get 100K subs. Let's go. It would probably take us more than 24 hours, to be honest, to hit 100K. Maybe 80-something K. 100K would probably be a... shout out to Hal Jr. said, don't tempt me with creating 50 accounts per day. TA is not astrology for crypto bros. It's meteorology for crypto bros. Yeah, I like that. It's like more realistic. Let's see. A continued loop of recent live streams. Shout out to Rob. We'll just replay the old price action. That would be fire. Shout out to Corey. Said we need a trading channel with a pretty girl doing TA like a weather girl. Shout out to PMG Corey. I tried, man. I tried to get Mrs. Candles. I told her, I'm like, do you understand? Like, I'll just tell you what to do. I'll give you a rundown. You'll be ready. You just go on camera. You will do way better numbers than me. Way better numbers than me. And she's just like, no. That's what she says. Anyway, do I think 66% is the top for Bitcoin dominance? Shout out to Sleek Oil. I can't guarantee it's going to be the top, but what I can tell you, which might help you, is the fact that 66% on Bitcoin dominance is the 786 Fibonacci retracement. So if we get up there, you do have a decent chance of a rejection, right? That's your next likely place to go, and also your next likely place to get a rejection from. Hopefully, the rejection is alt season. Alt season. Not, some alts are going to pump. Hopefully, it is alt season. So, yeah, I would say 66%. Not only, it is a technical level as well as just like 66%, right? It's also a technical level. Dave said just threaten her with a safety pin. Shout out to Dave. That's crazy, bro. No, she can't be on the internet. Mrs. Candle's 24-hour Bitcoin tracker would be amazing. Yeah. World War said Frank he would be at 100K already if he showed his chest more. Show a little bit of cleave. Shout out to Simon. This is a great question. Do you look at crypto charts any different than any other stock or like Microsoft, for example? I would do the TA identically, right? Like the TA is exactly the same. I would use the volume profiles, Fibonacci retracements, market cipher B. One thing I would do is I understand that there is a difference between the volatility of them, right? So I understand the assets move differently, but the TA would be done the same exact way, right? So for example, if I take a look at NVIDIA, right? Take a look at NVIDIA real quick. Whoops. Come on. Oh, my God. My sensitivity just went crazy, right? Or actually, let's look at Tesla. So if we're looking at Tesla here, right, I'm doing the same thing, right? Like I'm looking at this on the daily and I'm saying, well, okay, like on a higher time frame, even like a 3-day, like, let's see, like this is my overall volume profile. We deviate above the high, back in, reject the high, back to the POC, back to the value area low, deviation, back in, flip it to support, back to the high, back to the low, back to the high. Now we're back into the range, right? So I would do it the same exact way, right? What's money flow doing? Oh, money flow is coming out, right? So I would do the TA exactly the same, but I would understand that Tesla is not going to move as aggressively as something like Bitcoin or an altcoin, obviously, right? So they do move differently, but I would do the TA would be done pretty much the same way. Great question. Oh, my God. Shout out to Giga Longbottom said, what if alt season is just the friends we made along the way? Shout out to Giga Longbottom. I love that, bro. Shorted now 30x LFG. Shout out to Al Jr. Short, I don't know. I guess you're talking about Bitcoin, I assume. Hey, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. That money flow coming into the green here, right? 12-hour green dot, 45-minute money flow, 16-hour green dot, 1 hour money flow. This is all very confluent for a continuation to the upside, in my opinion. Again, I still hope, right, my ideal situation here would be, which is funny because I was just talking about how my ideal situation would be something like that, and the market is probably just going to do that because it doesn't always give you what you want. I still hope that we do something like that, but hey, maybe we just continue up. I can never hate on Bitcoin going up, right? Even if I was looking for shorts or wanted to short or was in a short, I'm never going to not root for Bitcoin to go up, right? I don't care if I have to stop out of a short position. I just want the thing to go back up. Let's see. Let's see. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Headed out. See y'all tomorrow. Shout out to Rob. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all you do. And thank you for taking on. I didn't think we were going to come under attack tonight, but shout out to Rob. Thank you for everything you do here, bro. And yeah, thank you for getting those scammers out of here. Get them out. Get them out. XIA3Z4. Buy it now. Next 100X. God almighty. I have to imagine. They have to make money doing that, right? They have to make money doing that. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. How many people are just going and buying that coin, though? That's crazy, man. That's crazy to me. Let's see. I tried a schlong at the golden pocket. No more shorts until I see Market Cipher tell me different. Shout out to World. I love it, bro. I love it. And, back when I took this short from up here, right, what did we look at to call for the move down? Very simply put, 30-minute money flow crossover into the red, 8-hour red dot. 30-minute money flow crossover starts the bigger move down. Now we have the 8-hour green dot and the 30-minute money flow crossover into the green, and it gives you the move up. I'm not going to lie. One of the simplest ways to try to predict where the price is going to go. Obviously, all the other stuff comes in hand. It doesn't come in handy. It comes, it's very important, but it's a very easy way to look at the market, if I'm being quite honest with you. Doge, yeah, we can take a look at Doge. Shout out to David. Take a quick look at Doji here. Want to see where that arrow's going. Yeah. Just fix that up a little bit. There we go. All right. So believe it or not, my thought process remains the same as right here, right? We never know when that's going to happen. But as long as we hold above the value area low of the range, we can look up towards weekly naked point of control is now tapped. I'm going to keep this on the chart, though, because it'd be nice to flip this to support, so it's nice to know where it was or where it is. Nice little SFP here on the daily, potentially. Yeah, I was going to say that a daily candle closure on Bitcoin, where's it at? I was going to say a daily candle closure above the POC here was going to be very nice. And hilariously enough, it was almost as if they were like, oh my God, guys, we got to get above the POC before the daily close. And they did it. Yes or no. We have 22 minutes. But yeah, pretty much, right? It's like, oh my God, guys, we got to go. We got to go close that. But yeah, that is definitely looking nice. That is definitely looking nice in my opinion, at least as of right now. So yeah. One of the simplest ways to predict the news. Yeah, shout out to Trey Flip Jones. If you ever want to know what they're going to say in the news, just look at Market Cipher B and then just guess based off of that. Let's see. Shout out to Dean. Said last bull run, everyone's predictions were too high. Could this bull run be the opposite since everyone is predicting 120 to 200 to be the top? Could be. But if I had to guess, it's probably going to be everybody's targets are probably too high. Because if we get to 150, 200, that is when people will start calling for 3 million, right? So that's the thing, right? Like they with for like last last cycle, 100K was like the big target. But it's like once you get into like the 60s, right? That's where everyone's like 500K is possible this cycle, 100K, 150K, and it's like that's where all the crazy predictions come from. So I would guess, just based off of how bullish the market likes to be and like how hopeful people like to be, those targets will move very rapidly. And when those targets move very rapidly, maybe we do get shocked and it does go higher. I don't want to say that's not possible, but I would probably just expect it to be very similar to the last run where everyone's like, oh, now we're going to 500K, and it goes to 137 or 159 or 202. So it really depends. 400 to 500K in this run still. I hope so. Definitely not one of my first targets, though. I am not going to hold my Bitcoin for 500K. That's definitely not what I'm doing. Now, again, I hope that it goes to 500K. That would be very nice. But my major targets to the upside do all-time highs. And it is crazy, too, because it's like all of a sudden we're talking about all-time high predictions after a 3% pump. So that's how crazy the market gets, right? But for me, 137 to 155 is a huge target. I am 100% taking a good amount of profits between 137 if we get there, right? We have local levels that I'll be watching as well. But if we get up to between 137 and 155, I am selling I'm taking profit at this level. I'm not going to sell it all, right? But I am taking profit at this level. Regardless of what people think. People are going to say 500K. I'm still taking profit here. Why? Because back here, people were like, oh my God, this is great. I'm not going to sell because everyone thinks it's going to 100K. And what happens? They hold it to the bottom of the bear market. It's not going to happen, right? So I don't care. And that's typically what will happen, right? If we break this high, the next major zone to look at, to me, 137 to 155. When Bitcoin is up here, this is where people say 500K, right? And that's just very, very rarely the case, right? I've been in crypto since 2016. Every single time they call higher and it never goes higher, right? And that's why I look at the charts, right? If we get up here, here's the thing, right? Like I said, it's not impossible to go to 500K, 300K, whatever it is, even 209. I am not holding all my Bitcoin until we get here, right? Why? Because we might not get there. And if you think, look, how are we not going to get there? Everybody just thought the bear market was down here, right? So it's it's just crazy. The market is so emotional. It's pathetically emotional. So makes it very difficult. But if we got up here and things looked very, very, very good, then maybe I would take some profit and hold some for a higher price. But if we start seeing signs like we were seeing back here with massive, massive, massive top signals coming in, I'm probably locking in a lot of my profit, and I am not hopeful for the next target, right? So if we get some massive, massive, bearish targets up here, bearish confirmations up here, I am not going to hold on for 200K. I might hold a little bit of a moon bag, but I'm not, I bought in between 21 and 22K, right? This bull run, although we still might have a lot of gains to go, we're already up massively, right? So, and I've been enjoying the gains from down here, right? So if I sell, I said this yesterday, right? If we get to 155K, I'm already up 770% or whatever it is. I don't know if that's exact. That's at 17K. So whatever, 600 something percent say. I don't care if Bitcoin goes to 200K without me, right? If I sell at 155 and then Bitcoin goes to 200K, I don't care about that 33% that I'm missing out on, right? It's not worth the risk for me to just lock in the gain. It's better for me to just lock in the gains, the massive gains that I already have in, rather than waiting for 200K, it gets front run, right? And then you go all the way back down. Definitely not a situation you want to be in. So, but again, is it possible to go up to 500K? Sure. But yeah, definitely not my main targets. So yeah. But I hope so. I for sure hope so. Shout out to John Boy said, will a bearish divergence 100% show up on the top of the market? Not necessarily. Shout out to John Boy. That's a great question. Not necessarily. I think the chances of it are probably pretty high. But yeah, you can see here. I mean, I guess you did technically have a divergence. Yeah, I mean, if you go down to a low enough time frame on anything, right here, you can see there's no bearish divergence. Momentum is coming up. There's no lower highs on so there's no weekly bearish divergence here, right? But if you go down to a daily, right? There's your bear div, right? So, chances are there's always going to be a div somewhere. But, last cycle, the clearest divergence that we saw, weekly, monthly, clean, bearish divergence with money flow coming out. Like, this is a perfect market cipher B setup. One of the prettiest high time frame market cipher B setups. Higher highs on your price action, lower highs on your momentum waves with a clear drop in your money flow. And then you go for the retracement. Everybody said 30K was the bottom, 100K incoming. All we see is a monthly blood or weekly blood diamond, money flow coming out, massive bearish divergences, sentiment divergences, massive retail comes in here. They do not come back on the second high. Massive, many reasons to be looking for that high to be in. And did we go to 100K like everyone wanted? No one sold up here because they wanted 100K. And then it came down 100K. They didn't sell. They held it all the way back down to the bottom. A lot of people did that, right? Because everyone was looking for higher. And that's why I'm not going to be looking for 500K, right? Again, is it impossible? No. But I would have to see a sign on the chart that would call for it. And once there's a sign on the chart calling for it, I'll be the first person to tell you, 100%. But, as of right now, it's like going into 2021 with a 200K target. And it's like, you can have that target, but it doesn't mean that it has to get hit, right? It's okay to have the high targets. You just don't have them as a binary level on the chart to just wait to sell your bag until you get there. That's how you wind up holding all the way through a cycle. Don't round trip your bags, guys. It's not fun. Trust me. And Bitcoin's still pushing, baby. Still pushing. Come on, baby. I say 98.3 is the next biggest level. 786 is the real level to get above. I mean, I already talked about this, so I'm going to say it for like 2 seconds for anybody who just tuned in. Approaching on 786 at 97K. Flip 97K. 98.3 is the next big level. That's what I'd be looking at to potentially get another pullback. We break above that. Probably 100K next, which sounds like a meme, but I'm being serious. Actually, 100K would really be the next key level. I always joke about 100K being the next level. When your coworkers start saying they want to buy Bitcoin, sell it. Shout out to Lee's. I could not explain to you how accurate of a signal that is. Literally the most accurate signal ever. On this last run, sick trading views just, it's because everybody's probably jumping on the chart right now like, oh my God, should I buy? But yeah, if you look at this, right, when we came up here, everyone and their grandma was calling me, texting me, what should I buy? Should I buy XRP? And then I told them all, wait for a pullback. They all bought the top and then asked me if the bear market was here down here. And I said, no, it's not the bear market. They panic sold and now they're in massive pain. And I'm just like, I tried to help. But it's very difficult. But 100%. When people start asking, oh, my God, what should I buy, dude? It looks like it's finally picking back up. Looks like crypto's not dead. And I'm like, dude, you guys missed the whole thing. You guys missed it from down here. Why are you texting me over here? I try so hard. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, unfortunately. And the amount of text messages I get is pretty alarming, too. But 100%, that's always the top. It was the same thing in 2021. All my friends text me, yo, dude, it's going to 100K, I heard. Bear market. Like the same thing. I want to go back and mark the dates and find like where those text messages literally came in. I bet you they came in right there. Crazy. But yeah. That's my goal, to help you guys not do that. Actually make money. Not hold on for an unrealistic price target, but get in and actually take profits off the table. Because guess what? If you sell here and you go up here, you still made money. The missed gains are none of your business, right? Because if you start thinking of it like that, you're going to start thinking about, oh, my God, well, maybe I should short here to make a little money here, and then long here, and then short here, and then long here, and then you're just going to wind up on the wrong end of the game of ping pong. Not fun. Please, for the love of God, please don't do that. Learn from my mistakes. I did it all the worst way. I'm not saying this because I'm the best, and I never did that, right? I say this because I've gone through that pain, and I would not wish it on my worst enemy. So please learn from my mistakes. Litecoin is mooning. That would be, let's see. Is Litecoin mooning or is it getting a small push-up? Small push-up. Okay. So, yeah. I would say, yeah, value area high, still the next target for this. We are at the POC, trying to break above the POC right now. Boom. Your golden pocket. Yeah, golden pocket value area high is the next target for this, right? You go to the low. Next likely place for price to go, POC. You might get a little cool off there. If not, you can flip that POC. Look to go into the golden pocket value area high between 93.96 and 96.78. And then once you break out there, again, bigger doorway to higher prices. I don't know why I have 2 boxes. Oh, yeah. Bigger doorway to higher prices sits at about 108.56. Value area low, flip that. We can look to start that bigger run up through your macro volume profile, potentially leading you up to $234, right? But we still have a ways to go there, right? We still have a ways to go. But yeah, locally, those are the next targets. Golden pocket value area high, 93.96, 96.78. 786 sits at 102.51, and after that, your real doorway to higher prices is sitting right here at 108.57. Same signals here, 8-hour green dot, 30-minute money flow crossover. Same thing called the move on every single coin here today. Same one that we looked at. Honestly, next time we look at that, we should just rush to all the altcoins and long all the altcoins based off that signal. But yeah, 8-hour green dot, money flow crossover to the green on 30-minute, continuation up. 30-minute money flow crossover indeed did start that bigger move. 45-minute money flow crossing into the green as well. 12-hour green dot also printing. 16-hour green dot printing. And the 1-hour money flow about to cross over into the green as well. That is the setup. The theme of today's video, or today's live stream, is high time frame green dots, low time frame money flow crossovers into the green, market cipher B116 strategies. That is the theme of this stream. And it all played out live. And almost everything has that same setup, right? So we'll see. Are we going to see Cardano continue to push off of its golden pocket, which it already is? Crazy. Yeah, which it already is. Are we going to keep pushing off our long zone that we've been looking at here on the live stream since, I don't know, remember exactly when, but since a while ago. Push into that. Are we going to continue to push into that value area? Is XRP going to hold its value area low and keep pushing under that POC? We'll see. We have the signs on Market Cipher B. Tomorrow is probably going to be very, very volatile, guys. So be very careful. Be very careful out there, especially tomorrow. Use your stop losses. You don't want to make a bunch of money today and then give it all back tomorrow on the news. So be careful. I'm a real boy. Shout out to Messy Jesse. Frankie, with all the positive signs, will you still short 98.3? It depends. Again, it's so dependent on exactly what happens, right? Because if we push up there, right, let's say we go up to 98.3. All right, let's say we push up to 98.3. Maybe it happens tonight. Maybe it doesn't happen for another 3 weeks. Maybe we never get up there. Maybe this is the lower high and we go down to 0. Who knows, right? But if we do push up there, right, it depends on when. If we push up there right this second, I probably would not try to fade that, right? Because we have all the fresh money flow crossovers happening, the fresh green dots on the higher time frames. But if we wind up bang-bonging around, right, we cool off, we get another push up, right? It really depends. What is the high? What do all those bullish signs look like when we're up here? If we push up there right now, I'm probably not trying to fade that, right? It's hard to answer that question because honestly, I might be even more prone to fade that just because it's like this thing's going to come down at some point. But at that point, I'd be looking for a little scalp and then a continuation up. The real question is once we get up here, are those 1-hour money flow crossovers still valid or have they already come into a big green wave and they're about to cross into the red, right? So it really just depends on what it looks like up there. It would be completely conditional. So it would depend on when we got up there, what it looked like when we got up there, etc. So would I still be willing to short up there? I don't know. It depends. If we come up there tomorrow, it would be a different situation. If we come up there right now, it'd be a completely different situation. So yeah, I'm a very level-to-level trader, so it really depends on exactly what goes on. I would say this. If we push up there right now, I'm probably not trying to fade that. Why? Well, your 30-minute money flow is still just crossing over into the green. Your 1-hour money flow is still very early for a crossover into the green, indicating that even if we did pull back there, you're probably going to put in a higher low and a higher high. Not to mention that the daily money flow is still in the green, making us anticipate higher lows and higher highs just to begin with anyway. So yeah. Yeah, we'll see. When we have all these market cipher B116 strategies lining up so beautifully, we have to anticipate the continuation up, right? Just based off what's on the charts. Once that changes, we could then look to change our minds, right? Like when I took my short, right, money flow wasn't coming into the green. It was coming into the red, right? So if money flow was crossing into the green and it looked like we were going to put in higher lows and higher highs, I probably wouldn't have taken the short. So yeah. Let's see. Surprise cut tomorrow. Maybe. Shout out to Cody Codes, 100K incoming. Yep, that would be the next level after 98.3. Once we break 98.3, 100K is the next place. Expect YouTubers to come out of their hibernation tomorrow. Shout out to Saurabh. rockin'. Shout out to you, bro. I don't know if I said that correctly. Shout out to Kalia said a lot of alts didn't have an 8-hour 30-minute setting up until Bitcoin started pushing up. Now everything has 8-hour 30-minute money flow coming up. Let's go, Kalia. Let's go, baby. Hopefully it can play out. I bet it's Nancy Pelosi. Yo, if we can identify this as a Nancy Pelosi candle, just buy Bitcoin. It's probably going to $1 billion. But yeah, guys, with all that being said, also keep in mind, guys, shout out to Disaster said we just filled the CME gap. That's another thing we have up here in this Golden Pocket 786 retracement zone. CME gap, right? So if we reject from here, remember, if we're putting in a high, a low, a lower high, this would be the zone for it to come in at. And that's why I say once we break above that 786, high probability of 98.3. And then once we get above 98.3, I mean, that's 100Ks next, in my opinion, right? So, yeah. Also, the CME gap is in there as well. And we also do have the CME gap sitting down below as well at about 91.3. So, market cipher B116 strategies are nice. We've gotten a nice move up. Could it continue the trend? Absolutely. But we do just have to be careful because tomorrow's probably going to be very volatile. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Very nice that we're back above this. I mean, we kind of never even made lower lows here, right? Like we got the push up. We held the golden pocket for the higher low, bullish divergences. It honestly does not look bad for a continuation up, but you just got to, we're almost out of the resistance. That's the last place. Break out of there. I'm good for value area high between 102 and 103K, to be quite honest. But yeah, with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for smashing Pelosi sold. Okay, we should probably all sell. I would like to pretend she's an inverse indicator, but she's probably more like a direct buy and sell signal. Shout out to Pelosi. But anyway, let's see. Ryan Alex said now YouTubers are going to change the plot from sell in May to bull run in May. Yeah, shout out to Ryan. I mean, most people just kind of look at if it's going up or down, and then that's their sentiment. If it's pumping, they're bullish. If it's dumping, they're bearish. That's why most of the time, not because I'm the best or anything like that, guys, I'm agnostic. I literally have no ego when it comes to this. But it's why every time we pump, I'm usually, not every time we pump, but a lot of times when we pump, I am bearish. When we dump and everybody says, oh my God, this is the bear market, and I say, I don't fall in that camp. I see bullish signs. I think we can retrace to 97K. That's why when we say that stuff, we say it down here. We get bullish at this level, and we get bearish at that level if it calls for it. Again, right now, money flow looks good, at least, over the next, medium term. But, most people just wait for the pump. Like most people were calling bear market here, and then they started getting bullish like here. Right? We get bullish as we push down. And that's what you really want to do, right? Because you want to buy low and sell high, not wait for price to pump and then try to buy in halfway through the pump, right? But anyway, with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time I got for today's live stream. I hit the wrong button there. But thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys for hanging out here. And spending your precious time with us. We'll see what happens. If we can get above 98.3, we can look for those much higher prices. But if not, if we get a cool off here, you guys have all the key levels of support I'm looking at. If we do get the bigger correction, we decide to take out some of that liquidity bit down below. You guys have all the key levels I'm looking at for the bounces. But as long as we remain in this upper range, guys, we could potentially look to flip that POC and continue higher. But we'll keep you guys updated tomorrow. Right here, same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Maybe we'll. I'm gonna have to see what my schedule is like tomorrow. We might live stream FOMC if I am gonna be here. So yeah, if then, I'll see you around FOMC. If not, I'll see you guys here, same place, same time, right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frank Candle's YouTube channel. That's all I got. Hasta pasta. Shout out to Pumping Bitcoin off market cipher B116 strategies. See you guys tomorrow. Hasta pasta. Frank Candle's out. Bing bong.
Second bell, where the f is it? They should have had them two bells ready. Space shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear in my fam way, and I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in mine, yeah.
No, not that kind of plastic surgery. No, I'm looking. It's not like she has like plastic skin. No, she doesn't need a tummy tuck. No. Okay. I don't have a pool doctor near me. I could order the patches online. How do I find out where the leak is? Okay. No, it's not a pool. It's for my girlfriend. Hello? You didn't hear anything, guys. You didn't hear anything. I'm just trying to fix Mrs. Candles, guys. She's still deflated on the floor. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Asta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong!
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor.